Monday morning. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
There are a lot of people dealing with flood damage in basements over the weekend. Cynthia Ewert is one of them. She lives in Milwaukee.
You go on living, you do things a little differently then, and readjust your life.
While forecasts call for a dry period today, more rain is possible overnight. The flood risk remains high in some places, especially where rivers have yet to crest.
10 inches of rain came down in portions of Waukesha County.
In Menominee Falls, the sound of shop vacs consumes the air in subdivisions, where companies offering restoration services pepper the driveways. Major roads from Lisbon to Silver Spring, Hampton, and Good Hope closed in low-lying areas, while culverts and roadside ditches resemble mini rivers, with water rushing downstream. While the rain has subsided for the time being, the work in restoring things back to normal is just beginning. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
A teenager from Franklin was rescued from the rushing water of the Root River Sunday afternoon.
Franklin police and firefighters responded to the 6500 block of West Drexel Avenue around 4:30 p.m. The river was extremely high, flooded over the banks, and moving across Drexel with a strong current. The teen was holding onto a tree branch while standing on a submerged log about 100 yards downstream from where he entered. He was rescued via boat and taken to Children's Hospital. No first responders were injured, and the teen is expected to be okay. Elizabeth Linton and WTMJ News.
We'll have more coverage of the historic flooding throughout the day on WTMJ.
Happening today, President Trump will hold a news conference later this morning regarding crime in the nation's capital, including his controversial decision to deploy federal law enforcement officers. CBS's Bradley Blackburn.
President Trump is expected to address his decision to deploy more federal law enforcement throughout Washington, D.C. On social media, the president claimed crime numbers are getting worse, and he demanded, quote, the homeless have to move out immediately. The city's mayor pushed back on MSNBC Sunday.
We are not experiencing a spike in crime.
The president has said he's considering a federal takeover of D.C.
Meanwhile, the Trump administration has secured a big financial deal with two major chip makers.
NVIDIA and Advanced Micro Devices have agreed to pay the U.S. 15% of the money they bring in from selling AI chips to China. Multiple reports say the companies agreed to the deal last week, which would be a condition for granting them export licenses to sell in the country. The move is highly unusual and unprecedented. Some experts say it may even violate the Constitution's prohibition on taxes on exports. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The Texas Democrat no-show still a go, putting Republican Governor Greg Abbott's plan to create 5 new Republican-leaning congressional districts in a hold for now. Democrats plan to stay out of Texas until that special session ends. Coming up, enlisting rodents to save the system. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Good idea to have a plumber in your contact list, and best to have it before an emergency. Vince Vitrano here. I've got your plumber. It's Horner Plumbing. My wife and I have them in our home right now working on a small project. Well, it's small for them, but any project is a big deal to you in your home, and you want it done right at a fair price. Horner Plumbing delivers upfront pricing, no surprises, clear, honest estimates from pros who stand by their work. $50 off that first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. HornerPlumbing.com.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
Start your journey now. Don't wait. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Schedule your free consultation to lose up to 1 pound of fat per day. No drugs, no injections, no exercise. It's safe, fast, and costs a fraction of those injections. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Coming up,
you can't make it up.
What is happening at AmFam Field? We'll have it at 6:15.
New security protocols are planned for the NFL after last month's shooting at its headquarters in New York City that left 4 people dead.
A memo obtained by ESPN recommends updated threat assessments, more armed security or law enforcement presence, and weapons screening similar to game day measures to protect players, staff, and visitors. NFL offices have been closed since that July 28th attack, and a full review of all new protocols is expected later this month.
ABC's Ike Ejachi. Authorities say the alleged shooter targeted the Manhattan office building because he suffered from a football-related brain injury.
Another big box store making its way to Franklin in Milwaukee County. The Milwaukee Business Journal's Rich Kirchen tells WTMJ's Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News that warehouse retailer Costco has expansion plans in the area.
They're looking at a store at 27th and Drexel, but you're not going to be able to go there, this Christmas season. They're looking at 2027 for opening that location, assuming they get all the city approvals. In the meantime, though, there is another Costco that's planned to open in Oconomowoc in 2026.
So that Oconomowoc Costco is expected to open before the Franklin one, which is still awaiting city approval.
New research suggests enlisting a type of rodent to help restore ecosystems damaged by human development.
Bringing back beavers could help restore vital watersheds, according to researchers from Stanford University and the University of Minnesota. After years of decline, scientists have found that by reintroducing beavers to natural habitats, their dams can help increase freshwater storage, boost biodiversity, contain wildfires, and improve water quality, making them vital actors in supporting healthy, climate-resilient watersheds. Tracy Wolf, CBS News.
6:09.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
6:10 on a Monday as we all get back to work. And Steph Graham in for Debbie Laska. Hi, Steph.
Hi, Eric. Good to be here. And yeah, we are doing pretty well on the road so far this Monday morning. No major incidents to report or slowdowns. Just a reminder that there is still some flooding currently impacting the Milwaukee area and other parts of southeast Wisconsin. So travel with caution, especially as you get on the roads this morning. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, mostly cloudy, but increasing sunshine later in the day. Temperatures topping out in the mid-80s. We'll look for a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms late tonight and into our early Tuesday morning. Mostly cloudy with a low around 70. We hold on to the chance of rain and storms throughout Tuesday afternoon. Partly sunny and warm with highs in the low 80s. And then the sunshine is back Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday with highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Erik Bilstad.
And a good Monday morning to you, Erik, along with Michelle Richards. Hi, Michelle.
Good morning.
Vince is off. He will return, I promise. I promise. And after this weekend, Vince will probably never take off again the rest of his life. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Know that this was a rough couple of days for some folks. Crazy busy. Just between just your everyday run-of-the-mill getting ready for school to start, those who are vacationing, and then you have this crazy, unprecedented 500-year flood situation that went on in the middle of the night for a lot of folks.
I know several families who are like out of the country right now, and this happened.
I can't even
they had to send family to, other family to go check on their home. And they ended up being okay, but like, can you imagine being out of the country and having to deal with flood damage in your basement?
Oh, yeah, you're not going to enjoy the rest of that party.
And you can't come home easily either.
No. Yeah, we got hit with it Saturday night into Sunday morning. That was a long night for the Bilstad family, but we're getting through it. We'll make it. How did you guys do? Did you survive?
We're good. We're good.
All
we have
right.
a retention pond in the backyard, which kind of fortunately takes all of it, basically.
Okay.
So,
well, good. I'm happy to hear that. For some, not so lucky.
Milwaukee's mayor said there were reports of more than a foot of rain in places. It filled streets and washed away roads. In nearby Wauwatosa, rescuers used boats to help people and pets get to safety.
He was on the boat with us.
How did he handle it?
Very well. He was a little scared, but he got used to it, and yeah, he's good now.
Residents tried to clear out storm drains, but across the city, debris piled up along the river.
So outages were like more than 10,000 at one point. I want to say it was even more than that, like 47,000. I'm sorry. We're out of power and We Energies in the area throughout the weekend. Right now, if I look at it, Michelle, Milwaukee County and Waukesha County are still they have the most issues right now. There's 2,800 out in Milwaukee County, 1,600 out in Waukesha. So we're getting there, but not a time when you don't have power, when you need that sump pump running and the air conditioning going.
And State Fair shut down yesterday.
Yeah.
It's last day.
Oh my gosh, just unbelievable. Some of the I have a good friend who I went to college with who helps run the Iowa State Fair, which is of course an iconic. And he texted me. He's like, this is unheard of that there'd be that much rain that the fair wouldn't be, and for good reason. Like they clearly could not do it. Right. But we'll check in with Sherry Black, too, in a couple of hours and check in with her because we know that's not how they wanted to end what was a great run for the State Fair. 6:14, we got something that's going to really make you smile. We'll do it in 1 minute. WDTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
So, Alex, why don't you tell us about Lion's Tail?
We've been brewing for 10 years, and now we're busy expanding into Milwaukee, trying to get on every shelf of every store and on tap at every restaurant.
How has Horicon Bank been a part of your story?
Horicon Bank understands the needs of small businesses versus working with a big bank. Horicon, they're much like a small business, just like we are. I know most of the people on that team. It's nice working with someone that understands your business.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Cheeseburger, 4 Pepsi, 2 cheap. Cheeseburger, 2 Pepsi.
Yeah, that's how it's going to sound on We Energies here pretty soon. Hamburgers or cheeseburgers.
You got to stop jinxing it, though.
What are you talking? There's nothing to jinx anymore. Michelle, they will never lose again.
Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here. Isaac Collins walks it off against the Mets. You can't make it up.
Be honest, did you ever think they were going to lose that game? Even when they were down 5-0. It's like we're playing with house money every day now. It's kind of like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh, 5 runs. Like, honestly, thought they were going to win, and they did. And here's the most amazing thing. Isaac Collins walking it off there in the bottom of the ninth. The number of people at the game. There were interstates closed. There's all kinds of flooding issues.
Closed.
Yes. And the place was mobbed. It was packed.
It was crazy, having the interstates closed down and all the rain the past, 48 hours. And I wasn't sure, how many fans would show up. And again, we had a sold out crowd. People found ways to get in there and come to the game still. So to get the support, on a Sunday with, bad weather and, that's huge. That's just, a testament to the fans that we have here in Milwaukee. They love their Brewers.
Future Rookie of the Year, Isaac Collins there on the Brewers Radio Network. So now it's the Pirates. They go for 10 in a row tonight. Of course, 12 in a row is what we need for the free burgers. So we'll see. Pirates tonight at AmFam Field as this ridiculous homestand continues. And if they win tonight, tomorrow they'll go for 11 in a row. That's when Paul Skeens will be on the mound. So they will not avoid Skeens during this trip. We'll see. Let's go. Right here on WDTMJ Radio, Brewers and Pirates. There was football this weekend. Wasn't really good, but there was football. The Packers fall 30-10 to the Jets at Lambeau Field. Preseason game, so it doesn't really matter, but it was kind of ugly, sloppy. LaFleur was blunt about his assessment.
Too many penalties, drops, missed tackles, bad decision-making, and it really showed up in every phase of football. And if you do that, you're going to get your ass kicked, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter. We'll have to ask Tauscher if this is something to care about or not.
Just get it out of our system.
Yeah,
that's all.
Just drop the ball now, not in October or something like that. Okay. Receiver Jayden Reed was spotted in a walking boot. He's considered day-to-day. That may not be good. We'll have to check in on that as well. Next up for the Packers, they had the Indy to take on the Colts Saturday, noon kickoff on Saturday. 6:19, so we had this epic, unprecedented rain through the weekend, and we're not out of the woods yet. We'll explain next.
It's one of the hottest topics when it comes to finance and your money. The One Big Beautiful Bill. If you haven't read it, we don't blame you. It's 900 pages with 400 just for tax provisions. Not exactly light reading. You know who has read it? Annex Wealth Management. That's where Instant Insight webinars come in. They're designed to provide clarity for today's hot topics. Get up to speed fast. Check out the full Instant Insight schedule at annexwealth.com/events. Unbiased advice from a fee-only fiduciary. Find out more at annexwealth.com.
You see a problem, Landworks Wisconsin sees potential. Vince Vitrano here. You know that spot in your yard you just kind of look past? Overgrown shrubs, flower bed that's seen better days? Landworks design team can renovate those tired spaces, creating something beautiful you'll be proud of. At night, Landworks permanent holiday and accent lighting will make your home stunning year-round. Zero hassle. Seriously, you control the lights from an app on your phone. Time to enjoy your entire property. Let Landworks help you make the most of your outdoor space. LandworksWisconsin.com.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. And there's just such beauty in it, If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Looking for your next unforgettable journey? Travel with Milwaukee's top choice because Fox World Travel was just awarded Best Travel Agency in the Community Choice Awards. Experience award-winning service as you explore the cherry blossoms of Japan, the rugged coastlines of Ireland, or the sun-drenched vineyards of Portugal with Gene Miller. New this year, join us in Scotland for the unforgettable Royal Military Tattoo. With trusted partners like Globus, Insight Vacations, and African Travel, your journey is always in expert hands. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Join us today.
Steph, is that right? You were at that epic performance at AmFam Field yesterday?
I was, yes.
I'm glad you were able to get there.
Yeah, I was really amazed by all the people still showing up, knowing that so many people were going through flooding and various issues.
Oh, fantastic.
It was loud. It was fun. I was there Friday night, too, in Blake Perkins.
Well, I think you got to keep going.
I know.
Don't stop
And you're
now.
right. I never felt like they were going to lose.
Isn't that incredible? There's something to that.
Yeah.
I think, and if they do lose a game, not the end of the world, but wow, it's amazing right now.
Right.
Anyway, how are
Very
the roads?
resilient. Well, yeah, speaking of resilient, the drivers out there, resilient after everything. Things are moving along pretty well on the roads this morning. We do have a few disabled vehicles across the system, and then just popping up here in the last few minutes on 94 westbound, about a mile beyond the ramp from County SS in near Delafield. The left shoulder is closed due to a crash. But other than that, things are moving along smoothly, and travel times are normal for this time of the morning. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A flood warning is in effect until 10 this morning for the Milwaukee metro area. Today, mostly cloudy, increasing sunshine later, a high of 85 tonight. Scattered showers and storms late, mostly cloudy, and 70 for your low. We'll get the rest of the forecast coming up.
6:22. Forecast sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. And then tune into today's Brewers pregame show for the Big Fish Roof update right here on WTMJ Radio. Wow, what a weekend. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen joining us on Wisconsin's Morning News. Boy, Craig, that was something. You know, we've seen and experienced heavy rainfall before, but that was incredible.
Yeah, there have been some notable floods in the past in the Milwaukee area. I think back to 2010 when a lot of the same places got deluged, especially northern Milwaukee County. In that case, 7.5 inches of rain fell in some places in just 2 hours. Before that, I think back to 1997. That was the time when County Stadium looked like a bathtub.
Right.
Wauwatosa particularly hit hard, but this one might beat them both.
Where was it particularly as far as rain totals go? Are we talking more than a foot in some spots?
Yeah, I as I was writing down some rain totals last night, I was thinking to myself, I'm writing these totals down like they're inches of snow.
Right.
I wrote 10 to 12 inches across the northern third or so of Milwaukee County and northern Waukesha County, and 8 to 10 inches across the rest of Milwaukee County. So that's where the heaviest was. If I were to bullseye it, it's about the northern third of Milwaukee County, northern Waukesha County, and then the rest of Milwaukee County right after that in sort of a band of 8 to 10 inches. So to say that it was double-digit rainfall would be 100% accurate.
Was it just the size of the storm system? Like, why did we get so much rain?
Yeah, so a couple of things all came together just perfectly, and all the ingredients in this recipe for flooding rains don't rarely come together just perfectly, but they did Saturday night. So first of all, we had a very moist air mass in place, right? It was very, very humid. Then a series of mechanisms developed to cause the air to rise, to lift, and that's what you have to get thunderstorms to develop. You have to get rising air, the air cools, and then all that moisture condenses out into thunderstorm clouds and then eventually rain. The key ingredient that we had Saturday night was what we call a low-level jet stream. Not the jet stream that you hear us talk about a little more frequently, way up tens of thousands of feet in the atmosphere, but this is about 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 feet up in the atmosphere, a low-level jet stream that was continually replenishing the moisture over southern Wisconsin. So as thunderstorms would develop and the water would rain out of them, this low-level jet stream was replenishing that moisture so that the rain would keep coming. It wouldn't rain itself out, the storms wouldn't, and then move on. That's the other thing. This whole scenario wasn't progressive. It didn't move from the west to the east at a reasonable clip. In fact, it didn't move at all until Sunday morning, and that's why it just kept coming and coming and coming over the same areas.
Keeping an eye on some rivers, of course. The Fox River is expected to crest near a record high at some point today. How, moving forward, we're not out of the woods yet, right, Craig? We still got some potentially heavy rain coming?
Yeah, there's a threat of rain tonight into tomorrow morning, and any of those storms that develop, any storms that do develop tonight and tomorrow morning, could produce some heavy rains. But unlike Saturday night, I think there will be a couple of things. First of all, the storms be a little bit more scattered, so they won't necessarily impact all of the area. And secondly, they will be more progressive. They'll be more transitory in that they will move through and not remain stationary for hours on end like Saturday night.
It was just so remarkable. Like it was surreal. The State Fair having their issues Saturday night into Sunday, seeing the rain just cascading from the closed roof at AmFam on Saturday. There's just so much happening. And then you were worried about your sump pump the whole time.
Right,
like, please don't stop running.
They had issues out at Alpine Valley, right?
Yeah.
Thomas Rhett was supposed to be there, or was there? I don't know if they ever did get that concert in. But our Saturday nights, our weekends in Wisconsin, in the Milwaukee area, summer weekends, there's only so many of them, right?
And everyone's out.
Everyone's out, and it's just a shame that one had to be ruined by what was an historic weather event.
Craig Copleen, thank you, pal. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen on Wisconsin's Morning News. News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Checking the numbers 2 hours from the bell. The futures, as of now, are all up. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P all up 2 hours from the bell. Annex Wealth Management, financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original knowledge broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today is Jeff Salasinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we've discussed buying insurance on price alone, the risk that comes with that. Can you be more specific for folks listening? Some of the examples that you shared before we were here on the air, very interesting.
Sure, Vince. Always great to be here. Price is always important, and our firm can always get a competitive price for a business. But this is a balance, and you have to be mindful of some of the trade-offs and some of the consequences. We see many business insurance policies that, in our opinion, are designed improperly. Limits that are not enough to get you back in business after a loss. Property insurance limits, umbrella limits, and cyber limits are often inadequate as well. Not being offered or choosing not to buy certain important coverages as well can devastate a business. Flood insurance is frequently overlooked. Vince, I've said it before, low prices are great, but I can tell you that nothing stings like finding out you are uninsured or not adequately insured after a loss.
So, Jeff, what's the primary takeaway here for the audience?
It's important you work with a partner that understands insurance coverage in depth and can market your business to ensure you're getting a competitive price as well. You can have both.
So why should a business or a family work with R&R Insurance?
At R&R Insurance, we understand insurance coverage and dynamic market conditions. We understand how to present your account to an underwriter in the most favorable light. And R&R has been helping clients for almost 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
And taking a look at your traffic this morning, things are moving along pretty smoothly considering everything going on out there. No major incidents to report. We do just have this one, a 94 westbound 1 mile beyond ramp from County SS. The left road is closed due to a crash. I'm Steph Graham for your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
6:30 at WTMJ.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump planning to talk to reporters today in the briefing room about the possible activation of a portion of the D.C. National Guard in the streets of Washington. Unlike in states, in the District of Columbia, the Guard uniquely reports to the president. The same law gives the president the power to take emergency control of the D.C. police. Major storms hitting southeast Wisconsin over the weekend, but that was far from the only trouble spot in the Midwest. ABC's Alex Perez has the latest from Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee County, up to a foot of rain falling. The Milwaukee Fire Department responding to over 600 calls for help. In Nebraska, the powerful storms turning deadly as winds up to 90 miles per hour battered parts of the state. One woman killed after a tree toppled onto the car. In Lincoln, hundreds of prison inmates were displaced after the roof was blown off of 2 housing units.
Australia is the latest country to announce it's ready to recognize a Palestinian state. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
Milwaukee County in a state of emergency this morning amid historic flooding across the region.
Portions of northwest Milwaukee have received over a foot of rain since storms began Saturday night, which Department of Public Works Commissioner Gerald Kruschke says is putting a major strain on the sewer system.
We had 14 inches of rain in this location right here, which is an intense amount in a short period of time. So there's no sewer system across the country that can maintain that amount.
Litter clogging drains has also been blamed for exacerbating flooding problems, according to Alderman Mark Chambers.
Milwaukee, please take care of your community so we won't run into a situation like this.
Incident management teams will be out across Milwaukee County this week assessing damage. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen tells WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News there is still a chance for rain tonight, but there will be some differences with tonight's precipitation compared to the rains from the weekend.
First of all, the storms be a little bit more scattered, so they won't necessarily impact all of the area. And secondly, they will move through and not remain stationary for hours on end like Saturday night.
Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast is coming up at 6:40.
A solution for the unused state fair tickets. The Wisconsin State Fair canceled Sunday after an abrupt evacuation on Saturday night because of the historic flooding. Those unable to use fair tickets for Sunday can be exchanged for next year state fair vouchers. That applies to cream puff vouchers, etc. The exchange will happen in mid-September. All parking passes will be refunded within the next couple of weeks.
A man was struck by lightning near Palmyra Saturday afternoon. It happened about a mile off the road on the Emma Carlin Ice Age Trail in Kettle Moraine State Forest. The man's girlfriend was able to perform CPR before emergency crews arrived, and he was found semi-conscious with a pulse. Officials say lightning struck a nearby tree, and the woman was also affected by residual electricity but suffered less severe effects.
A car crashes into a supermarket on Milwaukee's near south side. Luckily, no one was inside the building when the vehicle ripped through a wall into the store near Layton and Pierce Streets. It was closed on Sunday. No word on any injuries or a cause, but it does not appear to be flood-related. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 6:34. Traffic sponsored by Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield. Visit holtebeck.com.
Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield makes vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Learn more at holtebeck.com.
Coming up, okay, now what do you do with the screen time?
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters. They painted the outside of our house. It was fantastic. I've got a big deck. They really had to navigate on 2 levels. The guys took their time. They paid attention to detail. They did it right around the deck. My whole house looks fantastic. Trim and siding. It's great. It's CertaPro Painters. Schedule fills up fast, so now's the time to plan your project. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or business. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. They are the best. They're CertaPro Painters.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 12th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in August 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
You got to hear the walk-off home run call. We'll play it for you at 6:45.
If your kids are anything like mine, they've spent like half the summer, maybe 90% of the summer, just staring at their phones, tablets. I mean, my littlest literally gets out of bed in the morning and just cuddles up with the tablet in the armchair on the couch, for hours. And
we have a lot of conversations about this at our house. We talk openly about okay, this is not the habit you create. Please find other things to do.
Yes, and with the school year just around the corner, you might be wondering, how can I transition from unlimited screen time forever and ever to, like a routine or something. So, parenting expert Erik has some tips.
Set a schedule. And what that means is reducing a kid's device time by 20 or 30 minutes every couple of days.
How about every day? Maybe just cut it back by 20 because we're not going to get there at this rate, Erik. Right?
No, right. Yeah, it's going to take a long time. Well, and then there's not only that, though. There's phone screen time, and then there's just a computer screen time or a video game or a TV show or just streaming something like that. I caught my kid doing that. She's streaming some show on her MacBook. I'm like, okay. That's kind of the same thing. It's not entirely the same, but just staring at a monitor.
Right. Or they're reading a book on their phone. I'm like, okay, well, that's okay. I read books on my devices all the time.
Right.
That's okay, right?
I think so. Hey,
Good luck,
lots
y'all.
to get to. We have much more on the unprecedented flooding. We'll get to that before we get to 7 o'clock. But there is something happening this week just as unprecedented between the U.S. and Russia. We explain in 2 minutes.
Vince Vitrano here for the Fall Home Improvement Showcase presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And I'm here with Josh Klimas. This week's featured business is Ridgetop Exteriors. Great to see you again, Josh.
Yeah, thanks for having me in, Vince.
Well, let's talk about Ridgetop Exteriors because it encompasses a lot of different things. Tell us all what you do over there.
Yes, we love to work on people's homes. We hit the exterior of the house, which is going to be your roofing, your siding, windows, gutters, gutter protection. Try to do what we can to make the house as low maintenance as possible.
Okay, and what's your service area then?
One of the reasons we love to partner with WTMJ is you guys have the largest reach in the area. So do we. Our company has offices here in Wauwatosa. We also have offices in Madison, Wisconsin, Appleton, Wisconsin, Wisconsin Rapids, even into Gurnee, Illinois. So if you can hear us right now, we cover your area.
I like that. All right, a lot of folks do the kind of work that you do. So what's your pitch? Why do you recommend Ridgetop Exteriors for this type of work?
We have thousands of 5-star Google reviews. And the one thing that keeps coming up to us when on these reviews, people love our professionalism. They love how easy we make the process. And the cleanup. We pride ourselves on making sure we do a great job on your cleanup and communicating with the homeowner from start to finish.
Talking with Josh Klimas of Ridgetop Exteriors. Josh, in many cases, folks are making a major investment in their home. What can you do to make it more affordable for them?
Yeah, so what we're trying to really do is to make sure everybody can afford these projects and get it done now, is we have 0% financing available for 5 years.
All right, Josh, how do folks get a hold of you?
Best way is to go onto our website, ridgetopexteriors.com. There you can see before and after pictures, also figure out how to request an appointment. If you want to call us up, call 414-291-ROOF.
Josh, thanks so much. This has been Ridgetop Exteriors on the Home Improvement Showcase presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
6:40, Steph Graham in for Debbie Lozka. Good morning, Steph.
Good morning, Erik. And things are filling in a little bit more on the roads as we get here into our Monday morning. I do have one new incident that just popped up on 41-894 northbound at the ramp from Lincoln Avenue. The right shoulder is blocked there due to a crash, so just be aware of that. A few other disabled vehicles across the system, but otherwise things looking pretty good for a Monday morning. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The
WTMJ 5-day forecast. For today, mostly cloudy, but increasing sunshine. Later in the day, temperatures topping out in the mid-80s. We'll look for a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms late tonight and into our early Tuesday morning. Mostly cloudy with a low around 70. We hold on to the chance of rain and storms throughout Tuesday afternoon. Partly sunny and warm with highs in the low 80s. And then the sunshine is back Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday with highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
74 degrees right now at 641. In just a couple of hours, President Trump is expected to hold a news conference where he will announce some changes potentially in Washington, D.C. Then later this week, a big meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in the U.S. I know we don't have a lot of time. Stephen Portnoy from ABC News, who joins us from Washington. Stephen, but what do we got going on this morning in Washington? Stephen, are you there?
Yes, gentlemen, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now.
All right, we have plenty to talk about. The president is holding a rare news conference inside the briefing room of the White House at 10 o'clock Eastern Time this morning. He'll face the entire White House press corps. Now, the subject he's announced is going to be about his efforts to clean up the streets of the city. We're reporting that the military is preparing for the possible activation of a portion of the D.C. National Guard. Now, unlike in states where, for example, the Wisconsin National Guard reports up to Governor Evers, here in Washington, D.C., uniquely, the National Guard reports to the president. Despite all the talk you may have heard over the last 4.5 years about how somehow it was Nancy Pelosi's responsibility to send the National Guard to the Capitol, no, it's the president who deploys the National Guard here, and it looks like he's going to do it. Now, the law also gives the president the power to take emergency control over D.C. police. It's a power that's never been used before. We'll see if he exercises it today.
And then we have a big meeting coming up about Russia. What's on tap? What can we expect?
That meeting is on Friday in Alaska. The president said he'd be willing to meet with Vladimir Putin to talk about Ukraine, seemingly without Ukraine. The president has not, as far as we know, extended an invitation to Volodymyr Zelensky. Putin insisted that Zelensky not be invited. He said last week that while the idea of a three-way summit is interesting, it's not something that he is ready for at this point. That certain conditions have to be met, he says. Zelensky said he'd be glad to take the meeting and was hoping that Putin would be brave enough to have Zelensky in the room. Apparently that's not going to happen. Now, anything can change between now and Friday, but for the moment it's going to be a two-man summit, Trump and Putin. Putin will be invited to U.S. soil for the first time in a decade.
Yeah, that'll be held in Alaska, right?
That's the plan. Exactly where, we don't know.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy all over it in Washington. Thank you, sir.
You bet.
644. Admit it, you never think they're going to lose again, right? We have sports in a minute.
Discover how artificial intelligence is transforming manufacturing at the Midwest Manufacturing AI Summit, October 7th at Wisconsin State Fair Park, co-located with WIMTS. This workshop for manufacturing owners, executives, and operations managers will show how AI reduces downtime, increases throughput, and improves quality. Explore a technology showcase, connect with solution providers, consultants, and industry experts, and see how AI tools can drive results on your shop floor. Seats are limited. Register now at techedpodcast.com/AI Summit.
It's one of the hottest topics when it comes to finance and your money. The One Big Beautiful Bill. If you haven't read it, we don't blame you. It's 900 pages with 400 just for tax provisions. Not exactly light reading. You know who has read it? Annex Wealth Management. That's where Instant Insight webinars come in. They're designed to provide clarity for today's hot topics. Get up to speed fast. Check out the full Instant Insight schedule at annexwealth.com/events. Unbiased advice from a fee-only fiduciary. Find out more at annexwealth.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Who is writing this movie script?
2-2. Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here! Isaac Collins walks it off against the Mets. You can't make it up.
No, you can't. It'd be a bad movie.
Hey, is this heaven? No, it's Milwaukee.
Oh, all right. Actually, that sounds okay. Yeah, the Brewers absolutely on fire. Down 5-0 in the fourth inning. They come back to win that walk-off there. The Brewers are now 73-44, best record in baseball. No other team even has 70 wins. Cubs lost, by the way, too. So they're coming off not one, not two, but 3 series sweeps in a row. The Brewers have won 9 in a row. They're back at it tonight against the Pirates.
Isaac Collins walks it off against the Mets.
Jeff Levering's call as the Brewers cap off a weekend of thrills. And Sunday had some drama whether or not they would play with the flooding. The hero, Isaac Collins.
I wasn't sure how many fans would show up, and again, we had a sold-out crowd. Found ways to get in there. And
Pat Murphy explained these crowds have been making a difference.
I mean, it's the best environment. I've been here 10 years. That's the best environment that I've seen.
That's huge. That's just a testament to the fans that we have here in Milwaukee. They love their Brewers.
For WTMJ, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
I love how he said, I wasn't sure how many fans would show up. All of the fans will show up.
They were all
there.
Of them. And pretty neat for Collins, too, when he said that he'd never done that before.
It was awesome. I mean, it's what you dream of as a kid. That was my first ever walk-off home run at any level.
Wow.
So, and that was my first home run here at American Family Field. So, for it to, culminate to that, and it was just such a good win.
Brewers go for 10 in a row tonight against the Pirates at AmFam Field. And, of course, yes, we are thinking a little bit about hamburgers. Admittedly, that's kind of on the brain now, but what are you going to do? To the Packers, they're not having any hamburgers up at Lambeau Field. Holy cow, kind of a brutal game. Packers lose to the Jets. It was never even close. It was sloppy, but it doesn't really matter. So will the starters play in their next game?
Yeah, probably not gonna do that. If I'm being honest with you guys right now, I mean, obviously things could change. They're always subject to change. So we'll see how these next couple days of practice go. We'll see how we practice versus Indy and, make a decision after that. Head coach Matt LaFleur there. So the Packers fall 30-10 to the Jets at Lambeau Field. Yeah, and they play the Indianapolis Colts on Saturday. Jaden Reed has a boot on now. So we'll see how that goes. Our producer Nate today is in for Greg. He's been wearing a boot for weeks, so it takes a minute. So hopefully it's not too bad. We'll find out. He's considered day to day. It is 6:48.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Milwaukee.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Get your aches and pains under control and bring back your energy. Whether it's headaches, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, time and repetition is key to staying on the right track. I've been seeing Dr. Alex and his team for 2 years now. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Connect Chiropractic uses a special tool that is targeted and effective, yet pain-free and gentle. In Delafield and Wauwatosa, and the new location on Rawson Avenue in Oak Creek. Get started at GoConnectChiro.com.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Looking for books, movies, digital tools, exciting programs, and more? Milwaukee County Public Libraries have it all, totally free. One library card opens the doors to all 27 public libraries in the county. Kids can dive into story times and STEAM kits full of fun and discovery, while adults can join book clubs, sharpen career skills, or take online classes in everything from tech to language learning. Head to findmylibrary.org to begin exploring libraries and open up a world of unlimited access to learning and fun.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Good morning, Steph Graham.
Good morning, Erik, Bilstad. And things are good here on the roads. We are just looking at a few incidents popping up, but travel times are pretty normal. The newest incident we have is 4145 southbound, about a half mile beyond the ramp from North Avenue. The right lane is blocked due to a crash, so be aware of that. And then also another crash on West I-94 westbound, 1 mile beyond the ramp from County SS near Delafield. The left shoulder is closed due to a crash there, but with the lack of volume still at this point in the morning, doesn't look like those crashes are causing too much hassle at this point. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
We still have a flood warning in effect until 10 this morning for the Milwaukee metro area. Otherwise, mostly cloudy today. We'll see some more sunshine later on, a high of 85. Scattered showers and storms are possible tonight late, mostly cloudy, a low of 70. Tuesday, a chance of rain and storms, then partly sunny and warm with a high of 82. Mostly sunny Wednesday and Thursday, both days a high of 80, and Friday, mostly sunny and 84.
Right now in Milwaukee at 6:52, 74 degrees on Wisconsin's Morning News. Michelle Richards in for Vince Vitrano. Thanks to Nate Rilling, who's producing the big show today. Adam Roberts and Steph Graham are in the newsroom today. Of course, it's been a busy weekend.
You go on living, you do things a little differently then, and readjust your life.
That's Cynthia Ewert, one of the many who are trying to figure out their basement situation after flood damage at their home. Lots of flooding. So, tons of questions when it comes to that. Okay, even if you had a little bit and you used a shop vac, are you good then, or do you need to do something else? If you had a worse, does it get into the drywall? What do you do if you had any flooding at your house? So we wanted to get some answers on that, and I know that they're super busy today, so really appreciate this. Emily Hoa-Beglin from Paul Davis Restoration joins us on Wisconsin's Morning News. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. Well, good, all things considered. I'm not going to lie. We had some issues at our house, too. So
I'm
for
sorry
those,
to hear.
yeah, but we got lucky, I think, compared to what other people are dealing with. For those who are dealing with any type of flooding, whether it's dramatic 2 feet or even if it's just an inch, what's the go-to once you get that out? What do you got to remember about what that floodwater may have done or may have left behind on whether it's concrete or a rug or anything else?
Yes, there are a couple things that we really have seen and also taken calls for that we really want to stress to people. If you've been affected by the flood damage, obviously we want to make sure that you're okay, and we're sorry for everything that you're going through, and we're with you. But we see a lot of people walking through the water. Unless you're wearing protective gear, you really shouldn't be walking through that because there's sewage and harmful bacterias. And then we see a lot of stuff online about how couches and rugs and books and cardboard are still in the basement, and porous materials really need to be taken out of the flood area as soon as possible because that can help with mold growth. In 48 to 72 hours, mold can start forming in an area that's very moist. So getting rid of all of the materials that are wet, trying to dry out the space as best as you can until a restoration company like us can come in is very important for the structure of your home.
I was going to ask about the structure. Are there a lot of risks when that much water gets into your basement that the actual structure could be affected?
There are issues that can happen. Restoration companies like ourselves at Paul Davis will come in and we'll look at the affected drywall, like maybe 2x4s and hardwood. But if you take care of it quickly, there should not be a problem. And we've been working around the clock to make sure that we can visit as many homes as possible.
So when you say take care of it quickly, you're talking keep those fans rolling, dehumidifier rocking, anything else?
Yep. And because there's still a flood watch and there's a lot of storms still coming in, making sure that your sump pump is working, that will help get rid of a lot of that water in your basement. So making sure that there's no clogs in your sump pump, like dirt or calcium buildup or debris. that will help a lot as well.
Emily Hoa-Beglin joins us from Paul Davis Restoration. You know, the frustrating thing about the sump pump, Emily, is that you don't know you need a new one until you need a new one. Like, how long do you let those go before you just get it replaced?
Well, I think it all depends on your home and also the sump pump itself. There are a lot of new ones out there. Make sure that it has a good float system. If your float system is a little older, we would say look into replacing it. And then also another thing that we see a lot is especially during this last round of heavy storms, a lot of sump pumps weren't working because there was a power outage. So one thing that you should always have with your sump pump is a battery backup system. That way your sump pump can still be running.
Are there any other preventative measures that you can take to kind of make sure to minimize the flooding aside from having a really good sump pump and, that battery backup system?
Sure. One of the big things that people can do very easily is look at their gutters and downspouts. You always want water to be flowing away from your home. So these gutters and downspouts will displace water away from your home. So we also suggest getting a downspout extender. This will help make sure that there's nothing coming back towards your home and into your basement. The other really big thing, again, is your sump pump. So making sure that if you have one, it's working, you can throw a cup of water down your sump pump to make sure that it's activating properly. And if you don't, inquire with a company about getting one.
Emily Hoa-Beglin from Paul Davis Restoration. I know you guys have been crazy busy. Have you seen some pretty remarkable things? Has it been pretty bad in some spots?
Yes, there's been some pretty bad ones. I mean, and obviously we feel terrible for the affected property owners. One of them, we received a call where there was 9 inches of water in the basement, which isn't as bad as some of the other cases that we've seen, but they had an issue where there was all of the sewage and stuff like that was backing up into their homes. So we made sure to get there right away to fix their property.
Well, thanks for doing it. Appreciate you. Emily Hoa-Beglin from Paul Davis Restoration on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too. 6:58 business headlines now, sponsored by Horicon Bank. Together doing good. HoriconBank.com, the natural choice.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The Port Washington area needs a massive increase in electrical power, primarily for a proposed data center campus. American Transmission Company updates plans for new and rebuilt lines extending 85 miles with new substations to deliver power. The Glendale company that designs and markets Florsheim, Nunn Bush, and Stacey Adams shoes sees a 9% decrease in sales. CEO Tom Florsheim says retailers cut orders amid a downturn in consumer spending. The Chicago company that owns Clement's Sausage gets new majority owners. Amy Lou Foods announces investments by 2 New York firms. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Doing banking differently since 1896. Greg Matzik here for Horicon Bank. Think about that for a second. Over 100 years of focus on the community and your business. At Horicon Bank, financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. And yes, Horicon Bank is expanding, but they've not lost that community-minded feel. I trust Horicon Bank. I've connected with Horicon Bank, and I invite you to do the same. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice, member FDIC.
Earn now, spend later at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, rewards members can earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store, redeemable just like cash after August 21st. Start earning on Canaday All Life Stages dog food, $10 off. Select Tide laundry detergent, $11.99 for rewards members. And 50-foot Yellow Jacket extension cords are half price, just $24.99. Rewards members save an extra $5. Earn Blaine's Bucks now to spend later at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
At Dillon's, they don't overcomplicate it. They start with their award-winning small batch gin to create craft cocktails that are balanced, crisp, and never too sweet. Like strawberry rhubarb with a zest of lime, or tangerine, lemon, and just a hint of mint. Elevated flavor combinations stand out and keep things refreshing. For those seeking a better cocktail experience, enjoy it straight from the can or pour it over ice. Dillon's Cocktails, made the right way. Please enjoy responsibly.
When it comes to your career, you have an advantage. Well, it's time to take advantage. The LAK Group offers career coaching so you can identify and amplify your unique skill set to give your career a bump or get in sync with your organization. From resume critiques to job offer negotiation to personal branding, career coaching from LAK gets you on the right path. Learn more at transformingcareers.com. LAK. Discover your human advantage.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Think you've got more heat in your cannon? Well, last time told a different tale.
Swing and a miss. He gassed him up. He blew him away. 102 miles an hour.
It's the Brewers and Pirates in Milwaukee. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:05 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7:02, this is Wisconsin's Morning News for Monday, August 11th. I'm Erik Bilstad. Our top story, recovery underway with more rain possible across southeast Wisconsin.
I'm Michelle Richards. A pedestrian killed in Milwaukee.
And I'm Steph Graham in for Debbie Lazaga, and volume is picking up across the roads in the usual areas. We have 4145 northbound is a little bit slow from State Fair Park up through Menominee Falls. And then also we have 94 eastbound Zoo to downtown is about an 8-minute ride. That's going to be a couple minutes extra added to your trip there. Also dealing with a few crashes across the system. We have one at 4145 southbound, about a half mile beyond the ramp from North Avenue. The right lane is blocked due to a crash there. And also dealing with a crash at 41894 northbound at the ramp from Lincoln Avenue. The right shoulder is closed due to a crash there. So be alert on the roads and watch out for any flooded areas as well if you're on those smaller streets. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy with more sunshine later on today, a high of 85. More scattered showers expected tonight. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 74 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Governor Evers is now approving National Guard assistance for Milwaukee County as a state of emergency continues following those historic floods over the weekend.
We will get through this together.
County Executive Crawley and other leaders acknowledging the historic nature of the flooding. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson says northwest parts of the city have been among the most hard hit, recording over a foot of rain.
It's something that Milwaukee hasn't seen in perhaps a decade or more.
Crowley's emergency declaration will open up more funding options for Milwaukee County Emergency Management as river levels are expected to continue rising into Monday morning. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Brecken Baxter tells CBS News she and her dog were rescued by boat from the floods in Wauwatosa.
He was on the boat with us. He was a little scared, but he got used to it, and yeah, he's good now.
The flood risk remains high in places as some rivers have yet to crest.
Several stories of folks being rescued from rising floodwaters, like a teenager in Franklin rescued from rushing water of the Root River.
Franklin police and firefighters responded to the 6500 block of West Drexel Avenue around 4:30 p.m. The river was extremely high, flooded over the banks and moving across Drexel with a strong current. The teen was holding onto a tree branch while standing on a submerged log about 100 yards downstream from where he entered. He was rescued via boat and taken to Children's Hospital. No first responders were injured, and the teen is expected to be okay. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
With over 10 inches of rain, portions of Waukesha County were among the hardest hit.
In Menominee Falls, the sound of shop vacs consumes the air in subdivisions, where companies offering restoration services pepper the driveways. Major roads from Lisbon to Silver Spring, Hampton, and Good Hope closed in low-lying areas, while culverts and roadside ditches resemble mini rivers, with water rushing downstream. While the rain has subsided for the time being, the work in restoring things back to normal is just beginning. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Still got a flood warning to be paying attention to. Fox River in Waukesha expected to crest later today at about 8.8 feet. So keep that in mind wherever you may be driving or walking. Other stories we're on top of this morning: a deadly pedestrian accident. Pedestrian hit and killed on Milwaukee's near south side. This happened Sunday near 21st and Burnham. 50-year-old victim. The driver now in custody with charges pending.
President Trump is threatening to put the nation's capital under federal control.
The president says he'll address ending the crime, murder, and death in our nation's capital.
We're going to take care of it. You're going to be safe. You're going to be safe walking down streets. You're not going to get mugged.
He suggests crime is up in D.C.
What a shame. The rate of crime, the rate of muggings, killings, and everything else.
But Mayor Muriel Bowser disagrees, telling MSNBC,
"We are not experiencing a spike in crime."
Trump has already sent hundreds of federal officers to patrol the streets. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:06.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Windows, windows, windows. You hear all about everyone's windows and how theirs are the greatest. I'll tell you, our windows are the best as well. Hi, I'm Erik Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I'm right there with you. The reality is, we do sell great products, but your decision should be based on what people you want to work with, which company is proven to deliver to reduce the chance that you, the homeowner, the customer, might make a poor decision. Siding Unlimited has done it. We've taken the most trusted brand in windows, Pella, and paired them with such an outstanding business that we will deliver results to you at your home. Siding Unlimited has won Pella's prestigious 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award. We are even Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. The accolades, awards, and respect is earned. Windows, windows, windows. Yes, Siding Unlimited does windows. We do more. We do it really well. So you can count on Siding Unlimited to prove to yourself that you made the right decision. Siding Unlimited is the company to install your new windows.
Now that you're ready to purchase a new bike, do yourself a solid by stopping by one of our Wheel and Sprocket stores to test ride an electric bike, better known today as an e-bike. And let me tell you, these bikes are a game changer because you can ride a whole lot further without even breaking a sweat. We're talking 20 to 50 miles on a single charge. So even riding uphill comes with tons of thrills. But before you decide, stop by any of our Wheel and Sprocket locations first and let us explain in detail what e-bikes are all about. And once you're here, you'll find rows and rows of bikes in a bunch of different styles and colors for you to see, touch, feel, and even test ride. After all, here at Wheel and Sprocket, we love bikes, which is why bikes are all we do.
Visit wheelandsprocket.com for a location near you.
I'm Amelia Kegel with Wheel and Sprocket. Life is short. Enjoy your ride.
Academic Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
What is happening at AmFam Field?
You can't make it up!
No, you really can't, Jeff. We'll have sports at 7:15.
A new military offensive in Gaza may be even bigger than previously announced. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says plans to defeat Hamas now include dismantling central camps that are sheltering more than 500,000 displaced people.
This is the best way to end the war and the best way to end it speedily. We will do so by first enabling the civilian population to safely leave the combat areas to designated safe zones.
At an emergency meeting, the United Nations Security Council condemned the plan.
The Fantastic Four lose to creepy kids, at least when it comes to the box office.
Where are our children?
Weapons, a new horror movie about a classroom full of kids that goes missing, scared up about $42.5 million in its opening weekend.
I'm Grandma, sweetheart.
Another debut, Freakier Friday, notched the number 2 slot. The comedy sequel, starring Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, earned $29 million.
The Fantastic Four.
That knocked the previous box office champ, Fantastic Four First Steps, down to number 3. The superhero team collected $15.5 million in its third weekend. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
So you, Michelle, you took the kids to see Freakier Friday?
We saw Freakier Friday yesterday. It was cute. It was funny. Like, just love Jamie Lee Curtis. And
now, are you all into like this? Did you watch the first one ahead of time so you guys would be prepared?
Well, we've seen
for the
it
sequel?
before. It's one of those that we've seen multiple times.
Okay,
It's just a funny concept. And
all right, so the girls were connected to this then.
yes, and they all enjoyed it, which is a win for me.
Good to know. 7:10.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handled all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service in just 2 days. My roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
And a good Monday morning to you. Steph Graham steps in for Debbie Laziga today.
Hey, Eric. Yeah, we are starting to see some more volume on the roads, seeing some slowdowns in the usual suspects. I-94 eastbound Zoo interchange to downtown is going to take you a couple extra minutes, as well as 41 southbound Highway Q to the Zoo as you go through the construction there. We do have a few crashes as well to be aware of. We have this incident. Oh, that just got cleared. But it does look like 4145 southbound, about a half mile beyond the ramp from North Avenue. The right lane is still blocked there due to a crash. So just give yourself a little extra time if you are heading out this morning. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, mostly cloudy but increasing sunshine later in the day. Temperatures topping out in the mid-80s. We'll look for a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms late tonight and into our early Tuesday morning. Mostly cloudy with a low around 70. We hold on to the chance of rain and storms throughout Tuesday afternoon. Partly sunny and warm with highs in the low 80s. And then the sunshine is back Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday with highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
73 degrees right now.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Erik Bilstad.
Erik along with Michelle Richards. Michelle is in for Vince Vitrano. Hi, Michelle.
Good morning.
You are dry?
Yes, fortunately.
Good. Steph Graham is here for Debbie Laziga. Steph, you are also dry, right? I think she might be busy working there. So, yes, so good. I know that both of you guys got out of it for pretty much unscathed. We got clipped a little bit. It was interesting, actually. So I pulled the boys out of bed in the middle of the night, Saturday and the Sunday, as we're trying to just get stuff lifted off the basement floor because of flooding that was coming in there. And my kid, it's like 4 a.m, and he works early at the golf course. And he's like, well, I think I'll just probably stay up. I got to go in an hour. I'm like, dude, no one's golfing.
I was going to say, was it even open?
Well, it was open, but I mean, it was right. He went in and obviously he was helping with what they were dealing with there, but also a lot of people calling asking. So he was busy that day, but he did drive through floodwater and it's like, hey man, once I found out later, I told him you got to be smarter than that. And if my colleague, Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky, had anything to say about it, he was pretty fired up for those who were driving through it.
We had approximately 65 water rescue assignments for people such as the people that you're witnessing behind us here, who just are smarter than everybody else. We've been telling people over and over and over again, don't drive through the water. But they know better.
Yeah, he's being a little sarcastic there. But there were issues like that. There was a guy named Derek Watson who spoke with Channel 12 who said the road collapsed under his car when he was near Menominee River there, and he had nowhere to go.
I'm going down, so then I got out the car, climbed on top of the car. First of all, I got out the car and slipped under into the water, but I climbed back up.
Yeah, so you had to climb to the top of the car.
I climbed back up, got on top of the car to jump as far as I can away from everything.
I mean, that doesn't even make sense, right? The idea of like having to climb out of your car as it's submerging with water. It's just so surreal to even believe that that's a thing. And it happened countless times over the last 48 hours.
Yeah, if you think you can drive through it, you probably can't.
Yeah. So there are still some roads closed. We still have some issues that we're dealing with today, of course. A little bit more rain expected tonight, although it won't be as ridiculous as it was this weekend, but it is something we're paying attention to. Meanwhile, as far as the flooding and the Milwaukee County state of emergency, the governor is approving National Guard assistance now for the county, so we are on top of that as well. It is 7:16. We're going to make you smile. I have a highlight or two that'll make you smile. We'll do it in 1 minute.
Vince Vitrano for Annex Wealth Management. Investing can be full of unexpected twists and turns, but your path to the retirement you desire needs to stay on track. Good intentions alone don't do it. You need a sharp, personalized plan, a solid strategy, essential for something as vital as your investment and retirement future. It's time to talk with Annex Wealth Management. As fee-only fiduciaries, they dive deep into investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning, all tailored to your unique journey. Whether it's Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, or Annex Ignite, they meet you where you are. A smart plan helps you avoid mistakes. You're invited to join Annex for the Instant Insight webinar series, exploring key topics like the One Big Beautiful Bill. There's a lot in it, and Annex has designed this series to benefit everyone. Details at annexwealth.com/events. Ready to chart your course? Visit locations across Wisconsin or go to annexwealth.com, click Get Started, and book your appointment today. That's Annex Wealth Management.
Hi, I'm Erik Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Did you ever think they were really going to lose? The Brewers were down 5-0 in the fourth. Did you really think the game was over?
2-2. Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here! Isaac Collins walks it off against the Mets. You can't make it up.
Isaac Collins just having an at-bat. How about that? And they win it to a sellout crowd again in these conditions we're dealing with.
It was crazy, having the interstates closed down and all the rain the past, 48 hours. And I wasn't sure, how many fans would show up. And again, we had a sold out crowd. People found ways to get in there and come to the game still. So to get the support, on a Sunday with, bad weather and, that's huge. That's just, a testament to the fans that we have here in Milwaukee. They love their Brewers.
So that's 9 in a row now for the Crew. You know what that means?
Cheeseburger.
Man, if Vitrano were here, he'd be going nuts. Yeah, we're 3 wins away from hamburgers.
Like he's excited about the hamburgers?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Why
I mean,
not?
I am too, but I'm going to wait until we actually get there.
Oh, you need to see 12 wins before you get excited?
Yes, because I just feel like you're setting us up for failure.
Oh, come on. Who thinks this team is ever going to lose again? And yes, they probably will. But at the same time, does it even matter? Are you really going to be that upset if they lose a game? I mean, they have 73 wins now. No other team has 70. The Cubs lost again last night. So the division they have firm control of. And they got the Pirates starting tonight. So they're going to try to make it 10 in a row tonight. Jose Quintana on the mound at AmFam Field, 6:40 first pitch. Our Brewers coverage right at 6 o'clock here on WTMJ Radio. Now, for those of you wondering, Paul Skeens pitches tomorrow. So we'll see if we get there. We're going to go for 10 in a row maybe with Paul Skeens on the hill. How about that? There was football this weekend, and it was not good. Packers fall 30-10 to the Jets at Lambeau Field. Preseason game, so it doesn't really matter, but oof, it was sloppy, Coach.
Too many penalties, drops, missed tackles, bad decision-making. And it really showed up in every phase of football. And if you do that, you're going to get your ass kicked, and that's exactly what happened.
So I'm not sure whether or not to care. Like, okay, is it really that big of a deal? We'll have to ask Tauscher. He joins us at 7:50. Like, is this... Are you a little concerned about how that game played out?
Well, it's not our best players, right? Like,
this is true. But a lot of drops, and the starters did play
if
a
you're
little
gonna
bit.
if you're gonna do it now.
Okay.
You make mistakes, get it out of your system.
Speaking of receivers, Jaden Reed was spotted in a walking boot after the game. He's considered day-to-day. Not sure how good that's going to look. He may not be back till the season starts. Next up for the Packers, Indianapolis. They head to Indy on Saturday for a noon kickoff. The week ahead is next.
Are you struggling with stubborn weight gain during perimenopause or menopause? It's not your fault. Your changing hormones are forcing your body to store fat, no matter how little you eat or how much you exercise. But there's hope. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Proprietary Natural Program helps restore your metabolism and reset your hormonal balance so you can finally lose the weight and keep it off. No counting calories, no prepackaged meals, no injections, just real results. Join thousands of women who've discovered how to lose 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks to feel like themselves again. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, no meal kits or shakes. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weights actually stayed off. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334. or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 12th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in August 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Steph Graham in for Debbie Lazga. Good morning, Steph.
Good morning, Eric. Yeah, we are looking at a few crashes here across the system. We have 4145 southbound, about a half mile beyond the ramp from North Avenue, right shoulder still blocked there due to a crash. Also 41894 north at the ramp from Lincoln Avenue. The right shoulder is closed due to a crash there. And then just be aware, a disabled vehicle on the exit to General Mitchell Airport on 4194 northbound. That's been there for a couple hours. So, yeah, it doesn't look, it's a semi, so not moving anytime soon, it appears. But otherwise, travel times not too bad. A little bit of a slowdown from 94 eastbound Zoo to the downtown, and then 41 southbound Highway Q to the Zoo, your usual slow spot there. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
We have an aerial flood warning in effect until 10 this morning for the Milwaukee metro area. And what is an aerial flood, you may ask? It is a gradual flood that occurs over a prolonged period of moderate to heavy rainfall, usually more than 6 hours after the rain starts.
Aerial.
Aerial, A-R-E-A-L.
You thought it was a typo.
I thought it was a typo. Didn't know the word. Learn something new every day, folks. We do have that flood warning in effect till 10. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. We will see sunshine later, a high of 85. Tonight, though, scattered showers and storms late. Mostly cloudy, a low of 70. Tuesday, a chance of rain and storms continues. Partly sunny and warm later on, a high of 82. And then we have mostly sunny skies for the rest of the work week.
Right now in Milwaukee, it's 724, 75 degrees. The forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating.
Happy Monday!
It's time to look at the week ahead.
What a Monday morning.
Oh, what a Monday morning indeed, Mr. Governor. Yes, so as we reel from what we had over the weekend, there is a little bit of more rain scheduled for tonight. More scattered, though, as you heard Michelle just say. We expect the Fox River to crest today right around Waukesha. That thing is raging at the moment. So, yes, there'll be much more as we continue to deal with this epic flooding that we've had. Also today, happening in a couple of hours, President Trump's going to hold a news conference where he's going to announce a takeover of Washington, D.C.
A U.S. official says the military is now preparing for the possible activation of a portion of the D.C. National Guard into the streets of the city. Unlike in states where the National Guard reports to a governor and can be federalized, the D.C. National Guard uniquely reports directly to the president. The law also gives Trump the power to take emergency control over the D.C. police. That's a power that's never been used before.
He wants to crack down on the homelessness and the violence, he says, in the city of Washington, D.C. That news conference at 9 o'clock, we'll continue to monitor that situation. On Tuesday, looking forward to this, Milwaukee Press Club's holding a newsmaker luncheon. They do this from time to time. I've had the honor of being on the panel before of journalists that gets asked the questions. Won't be able to make it there tomorrow, but they're going to have Chief Jeffrey Norman in, which is great because lots to talk to the chief about. Not only have we had some recent issues downtown near Water Street of late, we had another officer shooting, like a shootout this past weekend. They have contractual stuff with the officers. We don't have enough officers, the union says, so lots to get to with the police chief, with the press club tomorrow. Milwaukee Night Market gets underway on the west side of the city again on Wednesday. We do have more festivals to get to, Michelle. Yes. Now, I know you're German, but do you do the Irish Fest, or is that not on your list?
I love Irish Fest.
Okay.
I love the Irish dancing. They have good food.
They have a lot, and Irish dancing expands beyond just those who are Irish and like Guinness beer. Like that's a lot of kids do that.
It's a whole sport.
Yeah. Yes, it is like a legit sport.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all taking place starting Thursday on the Summerfest grounds. Zoo a la carte is also this weekend. And the WTMJ Classic is Thursday. So that's when we take a bunch of our partners out for a big golfing event, which is always fun. We do that on Thursday. On Fridays, when the president will meet with the Russian president, mano a mano, face to face, Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump will meet in Alaska. We don't know where yet in Alaska. Not sure they've figured that out yet. But that's going to take place. And as of now, it would appear that Volodymyr Zelensky will not be involved in that meeting. European Union and the EU and all of them are saying, hey, it'd be nice if our guy was there too. But as of now, that's not the case. Brewers take on the Pirates at AmFam starting tonight, so then they'll win burgers on Wednesday. Free burgers Wednesday, everybody. Then they travel to Cincinnati to take on the Reds to finish the week. Packers play the Colts in preseason game number 2. That's Saturday at noon. So will Chad be busy watching that preseason game on Saturday?
Oh, I'm sure.
Right in the middle of the day?
Yeah, we'll be outside like doing summer stuff, and he'll be watching sports. Fine.
I can respect
to
that.
To each their own.
Mm-hmm. At the movies.
I think I stumbled into something.
You're vacationing in an old bootlegging route, full of drugs, crooked cops, and one woman who controls it all. You didn't take your family there, did you? Yeah.
Nobody 2 with Bob Odenkirk returning as Hutch Mansell, a seemingly ordinary suburban father who suppresses his past as a deadly government assassin. This time he's on vacation in Nobody 2.
Never heard of Nobody 1, to be perfectly honest.
That is the week ahead on Wisconsin's Morning News. All right, news about your money now on the WTMJ Wisconsin's Morning News. News about your money. So we're an hour from the bell now. Checking the numbers here from Annex Wealth Management. Hour from the bell, stock futures all up at the moment. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P are still up an hour before things ring off in Wall Street. AnnexWealth.com, financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at AnnexWealth.com.
It's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $200 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. And joining me today is Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we've talked about the consequences of buying insurance on price alone and the risks that come with that. Tell us what else is important here.
Sure, Vince. Great to be here again. If you really want protection for your business or your personal assets like your home or auto, it's critical you're working with an insurance professional who takes time to explain the details. As we've discussed, the consequences on the downside are severe. Insurance policies have coverage limits and sublimits. You need to understand if those limits are adequate. Insurance policies do not cover every conceivable loss. You need to discuss the exclusions with your agent. Vince, insurance policies are contracts. They can be complex, but they don't have to be. We address these issues every day with our clients.
So what should folks listening take away? What's really important?
Vince, it's important you work with a partner that understands insurance coverage in depth and can market your business to ensure you're getting high-quality coverage and a competitive price as well. You can have both.
So why should a business or family work with R&R Insurance?
At R&R, we understand insurance coverage and dynamic market conditions. We understand how to present your account to an underwriter in the most favorable light. And at R&R Insurance, we've been helping clients for almost 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, you should sit down and talk to us. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
And taking a look across the system, we are seeing some slowdowns in the usual spots. 94 eastbound Zoo to downtown is going to take you a couple extra minutes there. 41 southbound Highway Q to the Zoo, the usual slowdowns with that construction there. That's going to take you a few extra minutes. Still dealing with a couple crashes as well across the system. 41 894 north at the ramp from Lincoln Avenue. The right shoulder closed due to a crash. And also still dealing with this crash at 45 southbound, about a half mile beyond the ramp from North Avenue. The right shoulder is blocked there. I'm Steph Graham for WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy with sunshine rolling in later on today. A high of 85. Tonight, some scattered showers and storms going to roll in again tonight. Won't be as bad as we've had, but it's going to rain in some spots tonight at a low of 70. Right now, 75 at 7:33.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump expected to talk to reporters in the White House briefing room shortly about continued efforts to crack down on crime in Washington, D.C. ABC senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is there.
President Trump has accused crime in Washington of spiraling out of control. D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser this weekend defending the work local officials have done to drive down crime, saying that she spoke with Trump about the issue.
The president is very aware of our efforts.
D.C. police data shows crime in the nation's capital is down 7% since last year, with violent crime dropping 26% and property crime down 5%.
Record rainfall soaking the Midwest. In Wisconsin, more than a foot of rain caused flooding and forced hundreds of water rescues. In Lincoln, Nebraska, hundreds of prison inmates were displaced after the roof was blown off of 2 housing units. Australia, the latest country to announce it will recognize a Palestinian state at next month's UN. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Governor Evers says the National Guard can be used. This as Milwaukee County remains in a state of emergency amid that historic flooding.
Portions of northwest Milwaukee have received over a foot of rain since storms began Saturday night, which Department of Public Works Commissioner Gerald Kruschke says is putting a major strain on the sewer system.
We had 14 inches of rain in this location right here, which is an intense amount in a short period of time. So there's no sewer system across the country that can maintain that amount.
Litter clogging drains has also been blamed for exacerbating flooding problems, according to Alderman Mark Chambers.
Milwaukee, please take care of your community so we won't run into situations like this.
Incident management teams will be out across Milwaukee County this week assessing damage. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A lot of folks in the area are dealing with flood damage in their basements. Cynthia Ewert lives in Milwaukee.
You go on living, you do things a little differently then, and readjust your life.
While forecasts call for a dry period today, more rain is possible overnight, and the flood risk remains high in some places where rivers have yet to crest.
The lights and the sump pumps are slowly coming back to life for residents impacted by the power outages. As of 5 minutes ago, looks like we have more than 4,500 We Energies customers remaining without power, most of them in Waukesha and Milwaukee counties. There were more than 40,000 outages over the weekend.
Multiple beaches in Milwaukee are closed because of sewer overflows connected to the historic flooding. Swimming will not be allowed at either Bradford or McKinley beaches today. The Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District says their Jones Island facility reached capacity over the weekend, while the deep tunnel reached 98% capacity.
Pope Leo sends a personal message to survivors of clergy abuse in the Milwaukee Archdiocese. Executive Director and founder of Awake, Sarah Larson, tells WTMJ's Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News that she delivered nearly 40 handwritten letters to the pontiff and received a response.
I was astonished at the number of people who wanted to write, both the people that are practicing Catholics and those who are not. The project resonated with them, and I think there was a little bit of a sense of hope that maybe we could actually get him to hear us.
In his response, the Pope said he acknowledged the pain of each person who wrote a letter.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Traffic brought to you by Bumblebee Blinds. You can visit them at bumblebeeblinds.com.
Bumblebee Blinds Milwaukee can refresh your home with high-quality blinds, professional guidance, and easy installation. Book a free consultation today. Bumblebee Blinds, window treatments to buzz about.
Coming up, this could be a CYA to AOL.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Modernizing business technology is critical for a positive impact on efficiency and reducing operating costs. That's exactly what Tri-City National Bank found out when they called on James Imaging Systems. Listen to bank CIO Robert Prang.
We also went through a large retooling of our print environment, changing from where we had almost 200 printers.
All the way down to just 97 printers. That's managed print services from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company.
So being able to work with a local company like James that has that flexibility with their staff and being able to deliver for us has given us the ability to make the right decisions for our organization.
Robert, would you recommend managed print services from James Imaging Systems?
Yes, in a heartbeat, I would recommend James.
Learn more at jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Hey, John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters. They painted our house, the outside of the house, fantastic. They did the parts in the sun, the parts in the shade, the parts on the north side, the parts on the south side. They paid attention to detail the whole way. They went the extra mile all day long. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or your business. They do both. They pay a lot of attention. They took a lot of time with our house, and it looks absolutely perfect. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. They're the real deal. They're the best in the business. It's CertaPro Painters.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:38.
It's like Brewers fans are living in a movie script. More at 7:45.
Remember AOL and dial-up internet and...
Welcome. You've got mail.
Exactly. And waiting for the connection. Well, guess what? Some people are still using it, but unfortunately for those folks, it is going away. AOL finally ditching its dial-up internet service that's been around since the early 90s.
It's probably been decades since you last heard this. Before there were wireless signals to get us online, you had to actually dial up the internet with an old-school telephone line. Well, September 30th will be the last day for AOL's dial-up service. And while it may be surprising to hear it was even still in existence, a census survey from a few years ago estimated that a few 100,000 in the U.S. were still using the outdated method as an affordable way to access the World Wide Web. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
I wouldn't have guessed that it was more affordable. You'd think that any of your providers would be like, hey, look, we're just going to kick this in here. Just use this instead.
Right. And you still have to have a
dialing up.
telephone line.
Right. Yes.
And pay for that, too.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. The end is near for AOL.
File's done. Goodbye.
News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. It's heard Saturdays at 10, right here on WTMJ.
According to the Census Bureau, more than 12,000 Americans are turning 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. 65 is traditional retirement age because it matches up with Medicare, but Gallup found 61 is the average retirement age. Some Annex clients retire early, but we also have clients working at 70 because they love what they do. You know why? Because they've got plans built by fee-only fiduciaries, plans custom-tailored to their lifestyle. They identify their wants and needs, and we went to work building investment, retirement, tax, and estate plans in their best interest. Proper retirement planning doesn't start the week before you retire. Having a focused plan built by our in-house teams will go a long way in helping you reach the retirement you desire. It all starts with the conversation you probably already have in the back of your mind. It's time to put that into action and contact Annex. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
And the raccoon was wearing a necktie.
Never laugh next to the Theon table at Penny Mustard.
Why not?
The Theon table is proper, stoic, and no nonsense.
It has good table manners.
Stop that.
The Theon brings something to the table.
Be serious.
All right, Ben.
Let's table this discussion until later.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Come see the Theon table, paired with 6 Herald chairs, starting at $47.95 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
It's summer now, but you know what's coming down the pike? Yup, cold weather and high heating bills. Gene Miller here, and now is a great time to order new windows from my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. With national brands like Anderson, Pella, Marvin, and Softlight, Hometown can offer replacement windows that fit every home, style, and budget. Whether you're looking for wood, Fibrex, fiberglass, or vinyl, Hometown has a product for you. August is Marvin month. Call or stop in to win a Yeti cooler. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
7:42. Hi, Steph. How's it going so far?
Going pretty well, Eric. We did just see this one crash clear, the one on 4145 southbound, just beyond North Avenue. So that is good news. We are still working on this 41894 northbound crash at the ramp from Lincoln Avenue. The right shoulder is closed there. And then also still have this disabled semi on the exit to General Mitchell Airport from 4194 northbound. So be aware of that. Also, just looking at travel cams, we do still have some wet roadways. So just to be careful as you are, especially driving on city streets for any possible flooded roadways. Just be aware of that. I'm Steph Graham for WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, mostly cloudy, but increasing sunshine later in the day. Temperatures topping out in the mid-80s. We'll look for a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms late tonight and into our early Tuesday morning. Mostly cloudy with a low around 70. We hold on to the chance of rain and storms throughout Tuesday afternoon. Partly sunny and warm with highs in the low 80s. And then the sunshine is back Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday with highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
7:43. Wisconsin's Morning News. Erik and Michelle. Vince is off. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Vince is okay, by the way. He's off because he's taking his kid to school. Nothing happened at their house that is catastrophic. I know they had some issues. I've had some issues. You guys unscathed for the most part?
We are good, fortunately.
Hopefully everyone's doing all right. No, it's been a pretty stressful couple of days for a lot of folks, and it just was relentless.
The pelting rain relentless. Brewers fans braving the downpours, while the final day of the Wisconsin State Fair canceled after floodwaters swallowed the fairgrounds. Downpours drenching runways at Milwaukee's airport. In southeast Wisconsin, manholes gushing like geysers.
Yeah, manholes popping off in Madison. That's just some of it. We had boat rescues in Wauwatosa. We had highways vanishing underwater. We had cars stranded, families trapped, emergency crews swamped with hundreds and hundreds of calls, 40,000 plus outages. A lot going on. But luckily, it sounds like for the most part, injuries have been very low as we continue to deal with this. Right now, Fox River in Waukesha is one to watch. That should crest later today. And we've seen some videos of that already this morning. That's rushing right now. There's a lot of water in that area, so just be careful in some of these spots as we wait for this flood warning to pass. It is 7:45, though. Michelle, we do have something that'll make you smile. And it's not
I'm ready.
Just the smell of hamburgers. It's the whole script. That's next.
Here's the secret no one's telling you about those trendy weight loss shots. Many people gain the weight back after stopping, but there's a better way. Using the Milwaukee Weight Loss proprietary natural-based program, we've helped thousands of people not just lose weight, but keep it off long-term. You can lose up to 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 8 weeks while protecting your muscle mass. No side effects, no rebounds. Ready to transform your body for life? You can do this. Schedule your free consultation today at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, no meal kits or shakes, and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weights actually stayed off. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334. One more time, 262-393-2334. Or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
You want to hear it again? Yeah, you want to hear it again.
2-2.
Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here! Isaac Collins walks it off against the Mets. You can't make it up.
No, you can't, Jeff. The Brewers absolutely on fire. They were down 5-0, but did you really think? Nate, be honest. Be honest. You thought they would come back, didn't you? You kind of just
100%.
Yeah, you just assume now it's going to happen, and they did. They came back and win it. Brewers now 73-44, best record in Major League Baseball. By the way, no other team in the league has 70 wins, and the Cubs lost again last night. So they're coming off not one, not two, but 3 series sweeps in a row, 9-game winning streak.
Isaac Collins walks it off against the Mets.
Jeff Levering's call as the Brewers cap off a weekend of thrills, and Sunday had some drama whether or not they would play with the flooding. The hero, Isaac Collins.
I wasn't sure how many fans would show up, and again, we had a sold-out crowd. Found ways to get in there. And
Pat Murphy explained these crowds have been making a difference.
I mean, it's the best environment. I've been here 10 years. That's the best environment that I've seen.
That's huge. That's just a testament to the fans that we have here in Milwaukee. They love their Brewers.
For WTMJ, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
Yeah, and Isaac Collins saying that he's never done that before. He told Brewers Radio Network, never hit a walk-off like that before. It is quite magical.
Hey, is this heaven? No, it's Milwaukee.
Yeah, okay. Brewers back at it tonight, opening series against the Pirates. Jose Quintana on the mound as they go for 10 in a row. 3 wins from Hamburgers. We'll have it right here on WTMJ Radio. Now to the Packers. Oof, not good. Just sloppy, ugly. The starters played a little bit, but didn't do much, and it sounds like they're done now. They're not going to play in the next game.
Yeah, probably not gonna do that. If I'm being honest with you guys right now, I mean, obviously things could change. They're always subject to change, so we'll see how these next couple days of practice go. We'll see how we practice versus Indy, and make a decision after that.
Yeah, so that game is noon on Saturday, Packers and Colts. Not sure what's going to happen with Jaden Reed. The receiver was in a walking boot. Sounds like he's day-to-day. So what to make of the game? Should we be concerned? What does Tausch think? We'll ask him next.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with a refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. My new friend Chris from Oostburg is one of their skilled installers who demos your existing bath or shower, removes it, and disposes it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
4 years ago, I opened a doggy dream space unlike anything in Wisconsin. A place that offers it all: daycare, boarding, grooming, and a one-of-a-kind indoor-outdoor dog park and tavern. A hangout as fun for humans as it is for hounds. I'm Leah, proud owner of the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. Our love, passion, and commitment to dogs and the community are at the core of everything we do. From our incredible staff to top-tier services, we've built something truly special at the Hounds and Tap. Come see for yourself. Visit the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls today.
Steph Graham, how are we looking on the roads?
Hey, Erik. We're looking a little slow in some spots, especially 41, 45 southbound and northbound. Seeing those usual slowdowns there through about West Dallas, through Menominee Falls. So be aware of that. Also still dealing with this crash here, 41, 894 northbound at the ramp from Lincoln Avenue. The right shoulder is closed still due to a crash there. Also a little bit of a slowdown on 94 eastbound from the Zoo interchange to downtown. But otherwise, not too bad on the road, so just give yourself a little extra time if you're going through those areas. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ, Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Campaigning. Your comfort is their family's tradition.
Mostly cloudy this Monday morning. We will see some sunshine later, a high of 85. Scattered storms and showers will roll in later tonight. Mostly cloudy, a low of 70. Tuesday, a chance of rain and storms. Then partly sunny and warm, a high of 82. Mostly sunny, a high of 80 for Wednesday and Thursday. And sunny skies continue for your Friday with a high of 84.
7:52, it's 75 degrees.
Idea Man.
I'll never forget this. It was probably year 5 or 6.
Innovative.
And I jumped up on the taping table.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
And we would be sitting there and we would just say, well, boys, take this feeling in because this is the best you're going to feel for about 6 to 7 months.
Yeah. It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
All right, Tausch. Going to play you a quick snippet from Coach LaFleur's news conference after the game to the Jets. The Packers would lose 30-10. I'll play this for you, then I want to get your take on it.
Too many penalties, drops, missed tackles, bad decision making, and it really showed up in every phase of football. And if you do that, you're going to get your ass kicked, and that's exactly what happened.
I've heard LaFleur speak like that before after a game, but hearing him discuss like getting your butt kicked after a preseason game just doesn't sound good.
It doesn't. As you were playing that, it sounded to me like back in the old days when you went to a theater with Abe Lincoln. It's like, other than that, how was the play, right, Mrs. Lincoln? That was kind of the vibe that you got. So it sucked. I mean, the preseason's a different animal. We all know that. When you decide to play your starters, you're looking for certain things. But with the depth and with the roster that Brian Gutekunst and this team felt like they had put together, you wanted to see a lot more. And
unfortunately, fortunately, he also said in that press conference, the best thing about tonight was that it's the preseason; it doesn't count. But my guess is, and what you can glean from a positive on this is, guys know now the intensity needs to pick up, because when you have a performance like that, whether it's a regular season game or a preseason game, preseason everybody's a little on eggshells anyways, those 2s and 3s, because of job security and whatnot. You're going to see an intensity ramped up, and you have joint practices with the Colts this week, but the execution and everything that you are hoping to see out of the first couple weeks of training camp show up at Lambeau Field, hardly any, if anything, did, and that's why you heard Matt LaFleur the way that he just sounded.
Is this unprecedented, though? I mean, other teams must be dealing with the same thing, right? It's not just us?
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch a ton of other preseason football. It's definitely not unprecedented. No, I didn't. It's shocking to hear that. But is it unprecedented? No. I think the preseason, it's a battle of making sure you have guys that are going to be out. When they're out there, you have to play with a certain intensity. That's the first part. But it kind of becomes almost, you see your starters struggle, a couple drops, no first downs, a turnover here, and then it becomes even almost more pressure on the 2s and 3s to pick it up and to kind of pick up, the slack for what the 1s didn't do. So again, man, we put something out on social media on Wilde and Tausch, and the responses are, the world is not falling. This is a couple of series early in a preseason game, but you would have liked to have seen it look different and better. And I'm hoping, between the joint practices and what you see in Indianapolis this week, that you see some improvement. Because, last week I would bet that if you looked at the other 32 teams and talked to their head coaches, I would bet Matt LaFleur would probably be about as disappointed as any of the 32 coaches for what their teams put out there.
Perhaps the biggest story out of Saturday night, Jayden Reed seen in a boot. Not sure when he's going to come back. How significant do you think that is?
Obviously, anytime you don't hear the coach say it's not that big a deal, or we're just taking – it seems as if there's more there. Yeah. But until he's not out there playing, when Detroit comes to town in 3-4 weeks, whatever it is, you're always concerned when starters and your key players are missing practice time. But even with Xavier McKinney missing some time, you kind of get the sense he came out and was like, I'll be ready to go for Detroit. I haven't heard that yet with Jayden Reed, so I think that is something you definitely are going to be concerned about until you don't have to be concerned about it.
All right. Well, on to bigger and better. It can only get better from here.
You guys are to the point where you're like, there's not panic here at the WTMJ studio.
No.
Right? We're not panicking.
No, not at all. It's fine. No, trust me. After watching what the Brewers are doing, I kind of feel like no one will ever lose ever again. So any game that matters, actually, that's just how it is.
Perfect.
Thank you, buddy. Talk to you tomorrow.
You bet.
Tausch is sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It's 7:57.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The Port Washington area needs a massive increase in electrical power, primarily for a proposed data center campus. American Transmission Company updates plans for new and rebuilt lines extending 85 miles with new substations to deliver power. The Glendale company that designs and markets Florsheim, Nunn-Bush, and Stacey Adams shoes sees a 9% decrease in sales. CEO Tom Florsheim says retailers cut orders amid a downturn in consumer spending. The Chicago company that owns Clement's Sausage gets new majority owners. Amy Lou Foods announces investments by 2 New York firms. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. How you feeling this morning after a busy weekend of trying to clear things out of the basement maybe, or moving this, or helping someone as they deal with the flooding? And your shoulder now is acting up again, and you're like, oh, that's right. I had this shoulder thing that was kind of going away, but now it's back. How you feeling about that? Is it time? Is it time to avoid any concern of scalpels and pills and long-term relief and just calling QC Kinetics? I think it might be time. Just call QC Kinetics. They've turned around lives at QC Kinetics with their regenerative treatments. It works with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. It's natural cellular therapy. So again, no surgery here. Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics. You can figure out a time to meet them, ask them all the questions. You can even bring in old x-rays and MRIs, and they can figure out if what they can do will help you. QC Kinetics. Call them today.
Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com. The roll screen, the ability to roll a window screen up and down like a shade. Pella invested in this breakthrough when the business was born and has introduced the world to innovative, game-changing designs ever since. Hi, I'm Gina Della from Pella. Our incredible craftsmen have always been driven by the principles of traditional American values and the desire to enrich the homes and lives of others. They've been at it for a century. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, we make it easy for you to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home. Pella always designs with innovation and rigorously tests each product for quality and performance. Our team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Investing in new Pella windows and doors creates long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years. And if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Think you've got more heat in your cannon? Well, last time told a different tale.
Swing and a miss. He gassed him up. He blew him away. 102 miles an hour.
It's the Brewers and Pirates in Milwaukee. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:05 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8:01, this is Wisconsin's Morning News for Monday, August 11th. I'm Erik Bilstad. Our top story, picking up the pieces after historic flooding.
I'm Michelle Richards. A crime crackdown in D.C.
And I'm Steph Graham in for Debbie Lazaga. And we are seeing some significant slowdowns. 94 eastbound, the zoo to downtown is going to be about 4 extra minutes. That's about a 10-minute ride instead of your 6-minute usual ride. Then 41 northbound, the zoo interchange to Highway Q. Also some slowdowns there in the usual area there with the construction that we are dealing with. And other than that, looks like most of our crashes have cleared up. And just be aware of any standing water on roadways. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy with some increasing sunshine later on today, a high of 85. Tonight, some scattered showers and storms late. Won't be as strong as what we've seen, but still some scattered showers and storms. A low of 70. Right now, it's 75 at 8:02. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Governor Evers has approved National Guard assistance now for Milwaukee County. This as the state of emergency continues following the historic floods over the weekend.
We will get through this together. County Executive Crawley and other leaders acknowledging the historic nature of the flooding. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson says northwest parts of the city have been among the most hard hit, recording over a foot of rain.
It's something that Milwaukee hasn't seen in perhaps a decade or more.
Crowley's emergency declaration will open up more funding options for Milwaukee County Emergency Management as river levels are expected to continue rising into Monday morning. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A lot of folks dealing with flood damage in their basements. Cynthia Ewert lives in Milwaukee.
You go on living, you do things a little differently then, and readjust your life.
While forecasts call for a dry period today, more rain is possible overnight. The flood risk remains high in some places where rivers have yet to crest.
So more than a foot of rain come down in some spots, more than 10 inches in many areas of Waukesha County.
In Menominee Falls, the sound of shop vacs consumes the air in subdivisions, where companies offering restoration services pepper the driveways. Major roads from Lisbon to Silver Spring, Hampton, and Good Hope closed in low-lying areas, while culverts and roadside ditches resemble mini rivers, with water rushing downstream. While the rain has subsided for the time being, the work in restoring things back to normal is just beginning. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen tells WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News there is still a chance for rain tonight, but there will be some differences with tonight's precipitation compared to the rains from the weekend.
First of all, the storms will be a little bit more scattered, so they won't necessarily impact all of the area. And secondly, they will move through and not remain stationary for hours on end like Saturday night.
Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast is coming up.
Nearly 6 weeks after the flash flooding that devastated parts of central Texas, profiles of those who didn't make it out alive are now beginning to emerge. ABC's Jim Ryan.
Of the 135 people known to have died in the Independence Day floods, the names of 119 have been released. The victims range in age from 1 to 91 years old and came from all over Texas. But the list also includes a mother and daughter from Florida, a family of 3 from California, and 3 people from Alabama.
As of now, 3 people remain missing.
President Trump will hold a news conference within the hour regarding crime in the nation's capital, including his controversial decision to deploy federal law enforcement officers. CBS's Bradley Blackburn.
President Trump is expected to address his decision to deploy more federal law enforcement throughout Washington, D.C. On social media, the president claimed crime numbers are getting worse, and he demanded, quote, the homeless have to move out immediately. The city's mayor pushed back on MSNBC Sunday.
We are not experiencing a spike in crime.
The president has said he is considering a federal takeover of D.C.
More than 10,000 CDC employees nationwide are being kept home today as the agency mourns the loss of a police officer killed in last week's shooting outside the offices in Atlanta. ABC's Faith Abube.
Outside the CDC gates, a growing memorial for the fallen officer, David Rose. Police say the suspect killed him as he was responding to the active shooter call. Rose, a Marine veteran with 2 children and a pregnant wife.
That officer's pregnant wife telling ABC News in a statement that she is devastated by his death and that he was her rock, her best friend, the love of her life, and an amazing father.
Once they complete a security assessment of that situation, officials will determine when workers can return back to office there at the CDC. Coming up, rest in peace, Super Lungs. Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Loyalty,
WTMJ
family. More important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handled all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
4 years ago, I opened a doggy dream space unlike anything in Wisconsin. A place that offers it all: daycare, boarding, grooming, and a one-of-a-kind indoor-outdoor dog park and tavern. A hangout as fun for humans as it is for hounds. I'm Leah, proud owner of the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. Our love, passion, and commitment to dogs and the community are at the core of everything we do. From our incredible staff to top-tier services, we've built something truly special at the Hounds and Tap. Come see for yourself. Visit the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls today.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
A pedestrian hit and killed on Milwaukee's near south side. 50-year-old was walking near 21st and Burnham when they were hit. The driver is said to be now in custody. Police say charges are pending.
A federal grand jury in Madison has returned multiple indictments in separate cases. In Wausau, Stanley Pofall is accused of wire fraud and money laundering, allegedly misusing investor funds to buy hundreds of snowmobiles. In Chippewa Falls, Michael Rasky Jr. charged with illegally possessing firearms, ammunition, and unregistered silencers. And in Milwaukee, Javon Smith faces charges for possessing a machine gun conversion device.
A British singer who was widely hailed but had limited commercial success has died.
They called Terry Reid Super Lungs. The story goes he turned down Led Zeppelin when it was forming to focus on his solo career. He got praise from Aretha Franklin. He opened for the Rolling Stones on their 1969 tour. Reed's records never cracked the top 150 of the Billboard 200. A documentary tried to size up his impact.
The biggest surprise is that Terry didn't make it as a big star.
His family says Terry Reed died of cancer complications. He was 75. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Coming up, an unprecedented amount of rain leads to an unprecedented decision. It's 8:09.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Attention small business owners and hiring managers. Hidden potential is easy to miss without the right tools. Telexis, an LAK Group company, will help you discover who's ready to excel. Research-backed assessment solutions deliver objective insights for smarter hiring and stronger leadership development. Using these tools, a global tech manufacturer is now hiring more top performers and reducing hiring costs by over 30%. Visit transformingcareers.com to learn more. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets, something that can positively affect your mood, getting organized and clearing out the clutter. A well-rounded closet could be the most powerful room in your home. Inspired Closets can transform your closets or laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house. What separates Inspired Closets from the others? Their 3D design software and a culture that promises to build what you want and need. Call my friends Katie and Dan today, a wife-husband team ready to help. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
All right, 8:11 on a Monday morning. Steph Graham in for Debbie Lazaga.
Hey, Erik. Yeah, volume continues to grow a bit on the roads as people get their Monday workday going. We are seeing some slowdowns on 94 eastbound. The zoo to downtown is going to take you about 10 minutes, so tap on the brakes there. 41 northbound, zoo interchange to Highway Q. Some significant slowdowns there, as usual, with the construction, as well as a little bit of a slowdown on the southbound side as well. And we are looking, though, good with crashes. Most of those have been cleared. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast is sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com. That's bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. Plus, tune into today's Brewers pregame show on WTMJ for the Big Fish Roof update. As for your forecast, sun today. It's cloudy, then increasing sunshine later on, a high of 85. Tonight, some scattered showers and storms late. Pay attention to those. Otherwise, cloudy, a low of 70. Tuesday, still a chance for rain and storms, then partly sunny and warmy, a high of 82. Then it's dry the rest of the way Wednesday through Friday. Right now, at 8:12, it is 75 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Erik Bilstad.
And a good Monday morning to you. Wow, just an unbelievable amount of rain.
We're seeing reports from some parts of the city that have received more than a foot of rain. More than a foot of rain in a very short period of time. This flooding event, it's very significant. It's something that Milwaukee hasn't seen in perhaps a decade or more.
That's Milwaukee Mayor Chevy Johnson, who spoke on Sunday after just relentless amounts of rain that caused all kinds of issues, drenched the runways, drenched the interstate. It flooded homes, it submerged cars, and it even shut down the Wisconsin State Fair. Joining us from the fair, CEO Sherry Black on Wisconsin's Morning News. You know, Sherry, we talked all week about just what an incredible amount of weather you guys were having. It was just so gorgeous. And then, of course, we had what we had starting Saturday. Could you walk us through that? What was the timeline like on Saturday night when that just started to come in, when you realized, like, this is an unbelievable amount of rain coming in?
Well, we started monitoring the weather at 4:30 because we had lightning. And whenever we have lightning, that's something we take very seriously, as you can imagine, with the grandstands and the large rides that we have. So we have a National Weather Service meteorologist that is on site from the moment we open until we close, and that's every day. It doesn't matter if we have perfect weather, because you just never know if something's going to pop up.
Right.
So we feel very fortunate that we have that support and expertise right on site. And we have our Emergency Operations Center. We call it the EOC. That's where we have everything set up. And so we all gathered there, our leadership team, at 4:30 and really started watching the weather. So we were having some intermittent closures of the rides and various things, and trying to get those to be able to open back up, because of course we want to be able to deliver, but safety is always our number one concern. So we had rides shut down for a while, and then as we progressed further, we thought we would be able to delay the concert, because when you're looking at these maps and the meteorologist is explaining how everything works, we know, like, lightning cloud to cloud is very different from cloud to ground. Ground is from cloud to ground, very serious. But we're watching all of this, and we saw there was an opening that was going to be about 90 minutes to 2 hours, which is perfect, because we would be able to get people into the grandstands, put on the show, and then be able to get them out so that then they could leave the park safely. Unfortunately, so we did delay the entrance to the grandstand. Then once we opened that up, we started getting people in, and just 15 minutes later, it all started. And it was completely a change in the weather. So then we, of course, had to get people out. But then we thought it wasn't going to last that long, but it just kept coming.
Right.
Weather, it changes on a dime, and you can do your best to predict it, hence why we know that meteorologists are not always right. They're doing their best guess on the information that they have, and that's what we were working with.
So you had to get the people out. I think a lot of us are probably thinking, what do you do with all the animals? I mean, there's dozens, if not hundreds, of animals that you have at State Fair. What do you do with them in a situation like this?
So all of the animals, fortunately, were in safe areas. We have barns that they're in. They're going to be in a barn at home. So they're very used to this. And to be honest, most of the time, cattle will stay out in the rain. It was a hot day. That feels good to them. So they're comfortable with that. However, we do have them in barns, so they were safe. And that really is the great part of this whole situation. We are not aware of any major injuries, and all of our animals are safe. And that's what we care about. That's always going to be the number one factor that we're worried about.
Obviously, there's always a challenge when you're thinking about the next day, and then it comes to Sunday, and the plan is, okay, can we even open the fair on this day? That had to have been heartbreaking to have to make that decision, though I think everyone can agree that it was the correct one.
Absolutely. No question that was the right decision. Again, safety being the number one concern. We had people that work on our team that their basements were flooding. They needed to take care of their home and their family, and that should prioritize anything. And our grounds were not in good shape after all of that water. I know that there's pictures that have gone around. Our tunnel was flooded. We have been pumping that out. The south end of the grounds is what took the biggest hit, because that's where the water was flowing. And all the municipalities, everybody's waterways were backing up. And that's just something that we can't control. We can't do anything about that. And the things that we could control were assessing the situation and knowing what we were facing to try and open the grounds, and knowing that it just was not safe for people to be on site.
Just the stress that puts on everyone else too. The stress that it puts on just the infrastructure of all the other first responders, law enforcement across the region, if one event is still going to take place. I mean, we were curious if the Brewers game might even be postponed just because of the conditions we were dealing with.
Yeah, and for us, we just said it takes so many resources to operate our large event. Obviously, I know when I came into the park early yesterday morning, there was a manhole cover missing on the street, and the stoplights were not operating. Can you imagine what our traffic would have been like for people trying to come in if we don't have stoplights operating? Because then if a stoplight is down, now you need to take a police officer and use that person to operate that intersection, where if our event is not going on, that officer can go to another location where he is needed. And for us, we also felt that was important too, that they could now use those resources in places that were in really dire need of them.
What does today look like for you? I imagine you couldn't get a lot of cleanup done while it was still actually raining. And you got vendors who probably still have all their stuff there. We actually did get a lot done yesterday. We have a really great team out working to, we had chairs on the main stage that needed to be put away. All of that furniture that's out throughout the grounds, picking that up, cleaning it up. We're fortunate that this team is working really hard to get that done. And I know we still have more rain coming, but we're working. I mean, we have IndyCar, not this weekend, the following weekend. So we have a little bit of time, but we have a lot of work to do to get ready for that race. And we certainly will be having that race because it's very important to us. I think most people don't realize our operating budget is based on our program revenue that we receive from events that we have at the Fair Park. So it's important to us, certainly, if we can safely have those events, we need to have them.
State Fair CEO Sherry Black joining us on Wisconsin's Morning News. Real quick, and I obviously this is important. I don't ask this because I think that anyone is owed anything, but understandably so. There's probably people who have tickets or parking passes or different things that were planning to go on Sunday and weren't able to. Or anything being done for folks who bought a ticket that wasn't able to use it?
Yes, absolutely. We actually, if you visit our website, wistatefair.com, we have a whole page dedicated to how you can exchange your 2025 tickets for 2026. We are not, because we are cleaning up our grounds and preparing for IndyCar, we are going to be making those exchanges in September. We want to get through Labor Day. So we will get those dates announced as soon as we have them. But of course, we moved very quickly with this, knowing that our fairgoers have been so supportive of us and they're so great to us that we wanted to make sure that we are doing the right thing by offering the exchange of those tickets.
Well, Sherry, I know it sounds funny to say this, but I got to say congratulations on a remarkable stretch. I know that it was an unfortunate way to end, and no one wants to shut down a day earlier and all that, but it was unprecedented what we were all dealing with. So congratulations and kudos to you and to the crew there. I mean, it was a great run of the fair.
Thank you. And the other good news is there were some egg shows yesterday with kids that were already staying in our dorms on site, and it was safe for them to take those animals from the barns into the Coliseum. We didn't have water in there, so they were able to show yesterday.
Oh, good.
And that's always our ultimate goal, is to take care of our exhibitors and vendors, and we did have a great 10 days. So thank you to everybody that came out and supported us.
Sherry Black, the Wisconsin State Fair CEO. Thank you so much. Good luck the next few weeks. I know it's going to be a busy time for you.
Thank you.
8:22. Let's get to the roads now with Steph Graham, who is at that game. Steph, you went there on Friday too, you say, right?
I did. Both games. Yeah, they both ended in such dramatic fashion.
All right, well, now you have to go tonight.
If I had all the time and money, Eric, I'd love to go every night.
Okay.
But, let's see if we can set that up. So we are looking at some slowdowns here across the system. 94 eastbound, the zoo to downtown is going to take you a few extra minutes there. Also, 4145 northbound and southbound, slowdowns there as you go from the West Allis area into Menominee Falls, both ways. So just give yourself a little extra time. But the good news, no major crashes across the system to report. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
John Mercure here for Serta Pro Painters. They painted the outside of our house. It was fantastic. I've got a big deck. They really had to navigate on 2 levels. The guys took their time. They paid attention to detail. They did it right around the deck. My whole house looks fantastic. Trim and siding, it's great. It's Serta Pro Painters. Schedule fills up fast, so now's the time to plan your project. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C for your home or business. Each Serta Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated. They are the best. They're Serta Pro Painters.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options, including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
Get a clear picture of their eye health at Shopko Optical with back-to-school comprehensive eye exams. Vince Vetrano here for the experienced team at Shopko Optical, which can put your child at ease by encouraging them through the process and explaining their findings in a comfortable and relaxed environment. Feel confident that you're sending them back to class looking and feeling their best with personalized care and premium eyewear from Shopko Optical. Visit shopko.com to schedule an appointment today.
We got spirit, yes we do. We got spirit, how about you?
Hi, I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Downtown Employee Appreciation Week is back August 18th through the 22nd with daily giveaways, office challenge games, and much more. It's all designed to boost your team's spirits. Learn how your company can participate at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Hey, it's Jeff Sherman, host of The Upswing. Working downtown doesn't just mean being at the center of business. It means you're a part of Milwaukee's heartbeat. There are so many perks, whether it's grabbing a quick bite, catching a show after work, or connecting with people who care and share the passion for the city. And Downtown Employee Appreciation Week, August 18th through 22nd, is when it all comes alive in a special way. If you want to discover more on how you can live, work, and play right here in the heart of it all, check out MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
When you breathe well, you live better. Find out more at AdventNose.com.
So, Alex, why don't you tell us about Lion's Tail?
We've been brewing for 10 years, and now we're busy expanding into Milwaukee, trying to get on every shelf of every store and on tap at every restaurant.
How has Horicon Bank been a part of your story?
Horicon Bank understands the needs of small businesses versus working with a big bank. Horicon, they're much like a small business, just like we are. I know most of the people on that team. It's nice working with someone that understands your business.
Wisconsin's Morning News, Erik Bilstad along with Michelle Richards, who's in for Vince. So Vince had a planned day today. This isn't because of any unexpected issues at the house. I know that they were fighting just like the rest of us, I know, Saturday night into Sunday, but Vince was planning today off. So just for those concerned that maybe something had happened there, he's got to take his little one to college. One of the issues that was hit pretty hard, or one of the areas, Michelle, was Wauwatosa, and some of the video we saw out of that was just remarkable, just the raging floodwaters in some of those spots. Joining us now live from Hart Park, WTMJ's Nazir Spencer. Good morning, Nazir. How does it look today? Improving, or are we still seeing some significant flooding in that area?
Hey, Gary. Good morning, guys. Yeah, it's still a little messed up over here. It's not any flooding going on. The river is still pretty high up than normal, at least. And the park right now is kind of in recovery mode. Some notable things that are still a little messy right now. Some trees are still banged up. There's some benches moved around from the currents. The football field looks like it got completely destroyed. The turf is completely rolled up, and oddly, there's a football post completely 180'd, completely turned around, facing towards the scoreboard. The parking lot in front of the football field is completely destroyed. Looks like it just looks completely demolished, and everything else just looks kind of just dried up at the moment, though.
Are you seeing people walking around out and about kind of checking out the flood damage maybe, or do you think people are still kind of stuck at home, or maybe they're in the office this morning?
No, there's some people running around out here. They're doing their morning jogs or just walking around taking pictures of the park. Not too many police officers out here telling people to leave like yesterday. But there's people running around over here, getting their daily jog in, maybe talking to some park people that are taking care of some stuff right now. But otherwise, nothing significant, though. Just still only a few people I've seen so far.
WDTMJ's Nazir Spencer out in the Hart Park area of Wauwatosa, an area that was hit hard from the flooding. Nazir, thank you, sir.
Yep, absolutely.
8:29 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Lots to get to on the program, including Brewers 360 for your red-hot Milwaukee Brewers. Holy cow, they are ridiculous. They won 9 in a row. They're looking to smell some hamburgers here. Got to keep winning, though, to get to that 12. We'll do that in about 10 minutes. We get your headlines here in 2.
It's about better sleep, fewer headaches, overall better health. Yes, but many people start going to the chiropractor because their back hurts. Vince Vetrano here, joined by my doc at Connect Chiropractic, Dr. Alex Young. That was it for me, Doc. Neck, back, shoulder, some of the more traditional reasons that people seek out care with your office.
Absolutely. A lot of people come to us when that fire alarm in their body's going off, when they have all those aches and pains. But we want to make sure that we see you before that fire alarm goes off.
So one of my fellow patients is with us today as well. Selena is here. And Selena, before you came to Connect Chiropractic, you were having a tough time with your back, actually for years. What was going on?
Yeah, so it would make me dread getting out of bed. I would be not physically active. Tried soccer, tried cheerleading. Got exhausted really fast. Couldn't do it because the pain really hurt. And then eventually it's just kind of made me just never want to move.
Oh, that's not a good story. But we have a great ending. So you sought out care with Connect Chiropractic. Tell me what you're able to do now that you weren't before.
Yeah, so recently I actually took up running on the treadmill, which is like a huge experience.
So you went from not being able to get out of bed to now running on the treadmill.
Yep, and actually wanting to be active, go do more activities, more summer activities especially.
That's amazing. So, Doc, Selena also mentioned sticking with the program, long-term consistency. I've realized that in my care as well. What are we, 2.5 years in or so?
Yeah.
And maintaining that progress that you gain.
Absolutely. It doesn't happen overnight. And once you get there, you just like your house, just like your car, you have to do some maintenance to it if you want to keep it in good shape. So, once we put that fire out, once we put that fire alarm out, we're gonna work on rebuilding that house, getting you back to where you want to be, and then our goal is to maintain that wellness.
As always, it's no twisting, no cracking, no popping. You use that special tool to make the adjustments?
Absolutely. Very gentle, very specific. We use that tool to make all the adjustments once you start walking all the way up to your great-great-grandma.
Connect Chiropractic in Wauwatosa, Delafield, and now Oak Creek. Get started online anytime at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
Hi, I'm Erik Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
8:31, this is Wisconsin's Morning News for Monday, August 11th. I'm Erik Bilstad. Our top story, cleaning up after historic flooding.
I'm Michelle Richards. More rain in store later tonight.
All right, Steph Graham, you there? We can check back in with Steph Graham here in a second. Right now, as far as your weather goes, it's supposed to be cloudy, the sun's going to come out, a high of 85 today. More rain possible tonight, maybe some storms, a low of 70. Right now in Milwaukee at 8:32, it's 75 degrees.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump hinting that federal oversight should be expanded to include Washington, D.C. He's talking to reporters in the White House briefing room shortly and is expected to address crime in the nation's capital, which has been down, actually, for the past year. Countries around the world are condemning Israel's plans for expanding military operations further into Gaza. Here's ABC's James Longman at the foreign desk.
At an emergency UN meeting, the international community lined up in opposition. They say it will displace thousands of Palestinians and risk the safety of the hostages still in captivity. Only the US is standing by Israel's plan. This is as the humanitarian crisis inside Gaza grows worse. Hamas says 100 children have now starved to death since the war began. For days, aid has been deployed from the air. Airdrops that humanitarian groups have warned are unsafe and inefficient.
Widespread flooding in the Midwest, Milwaukee especially hard hit. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 8:33.
Milwaukee County remains in a state of emergency amid historic flooding.
Portions of northwest Milwaukee have received over a foot of rain since storms began Saturday night, which Department of Public Works Commissioner Gerald Kruschke says is putting a major strain on the sewer system.
We had 14 inches of rain in this location right here, which is an intense amount in a short period of time. So there's no sewer system across the country that can maintain that amount.
Litter clogging drains has also been blamed for exacerbating flooding problems, according to Alderman Mark Chambers.
Milwaukee, please take care of your community so we won't run into a situation like this.
Incident management teams will be out across Milwaukee County this week assessing damage. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Brecken Baxter tells CBS News she and her dog were rescued by boat from the floods in Wauwatosa.
He was on the boat with us. He was a little scared, but he got used to it, and yeah, he's good now.
The flood risk remains high in places as some rivers have yet to crest.
Teenager in Franklin had to be rescued from the Root River.
Franklin police and firefighters responded to the 6500 block of West Drexel Avenue around 4:30 p.m. The river was extremely high, flooded over the banks and moving across Drexel with a strong current. The teen was holding onto a tree branch while standing on a submerged log about 100 yards downstream from where he entered. He was rescued via boat and taken to Children's Hospital. No first responders were injured, and the teen is expected to be okay. Elizabeth Linton and WTMJ News.
Cleanup continues at Wisconsin State Fair Park following the flooding. Fair CEO Sherry Black tells WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News her crew has a tight window to get ready for races at the Milwaukee Mile later this month.
Our operating budget is based on our program revenue that we receive from events that we have at the Fair Park. If we can safely have those events, we need to have them.
Black says the fair's south end received the most damage from the storms. Fairgoers with unused Sunday tickets can receive vouchers for the 2026 State Fair.
News about your money, the WTMJ NX Wealth Management Market Update. The bell has rung on Wall Street to start a new week of trading and selling. Let's see here. Right now we have a mixed bag. The Dow starting the day up 64, the NASDAQ off 45, and the S&P is down 1. NX Wealth Management, financial planning at every level. AnnexWealth.com.
Summer in Milwaukee is non-stop.
Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season.
From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment.
Music, flavor,
culture. Whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit, experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals. Learn more at visitmilwaukee.org/fest.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. We've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My wife recently had a major accident that involved her back. I felt blessed and lucky because Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is on our side. She's on the way to healing. They've got the best imaging and best doctors, the best systems, and the best way of taking care of you. They've got experts when it comes to things like shoulders, knees, and hips. And it's not always surgery. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin will take care of you from beginning to end. Go to their website, ohow.com, ohow.com. Request an appointment. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
WTMJ News Time, 8:37. We got Brewers 360 in about 5 minutes. Erik Bilstad along with Michelle Richards.
Erik, the struggle is real. I'm talking about kids being on their phones, on the TVs, on the tablets, on the devices, the computers.
All of the time.
All of the things, all of the time, all summer long. Isn't there a term for it, like kid rot or something was going around at the beginning of summer? No, it was like literally just let your kid rot their brains all summer long.
And it becomes a thing because it's very easy to let a kid just be babysat in that way.
Right.
For a parent who's working or doing whatever.
Exactly. And you're not paying attention because you're busy and you got your own life to do. And kids are just sitting around and, 3 hours later, you're like, wait a minute, you're still on the tablet?
You haven't
This
moved.
is ridiculous. Well, anyway, so school is coming up. It's probably a good time to get your kids used to a little less screen time. You know, you're going to have to do homework and pay attention in the classroom, right? So parenting expert Erika Sauter has some tips on screen time.
You also want to encourage those apps that aren't the brain drain, that encourage creativity. I love GarageBand, Stop Motion Studio, Canva for Kids. All those things it lets the kids use the apps, but it also uses a different part of their brain.
All right. So if they're going to be on the screens, maybe you get them to be on these apps that are kind of creative. So my kids are on Roblox all the time, and the conversations they have, they're playing some game called 99 Nights in the Woods or something, and they're like, I got a wolf pelt. I have to recycle this sheet metal somehow. Like, it's just the weirdest stuff that comes out of their mouths. I'm like, what are you guys even doing?
But at least they're using their brains a little bit.
I don't know. I don't think so. Not with Roblox. Got to check out these other apps.
Well, you know it's gonna be harsh reality for a lot of kids who are in school districts where it's no go with the phones. Like more and more school districts now are really strict in their regulations on how much the phones can be used or even carried, depending on age groups and all of that. So if you have kids who are used to carrying those things, looking at them, and it's almost a fix for them to like kind of take a pull, if you will, from the phone, ain't going to be that way here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, going to have to go cold turkey.
Cold turkey, Steph Graham. It's 8:40.
Yeah, I don't know. That all sounds really complicated to me. Good luck, Michelle.
Thank you.
So, yeah, speaking of complicated, not too complicated on the roads this morning. We are seeing the usual slowdown still. 94 eastbound, Zoo to downtown is going to take you some extra minutes, as well as 4145 northbound, the Zoo interchange up to Highway Q. So give yourself a little extra time there, but still looking pretty good when it comes to incidents. Just this disabled semi still there all morning on the exit to General Mitchell Airport from 4194 northbound. So just be aware of that. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
It was almost too good to be true. It was almost like a movie. Brewers 360 is next.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Your first date? Going well. The carnival? Cash only. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you, with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs. So when you decide to win that giant stuffed purple raccoon at $5 a throw, we're looking out for you. No matter how many throws it takes. You've got this. With 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Homer here. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching the game from your backyard, every fan knows great moments deserve great vibes. Swing into Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan. Just across the Wisconsin border, they offer a full line of high-quality, clean-grain, certified CBD products designed to help you relax, recover, and recharge no matter the season. Higher Love is organically grown, locally owned, and proudly one of the best in the Midwest. Visit them in Menominee or explore the full CBD lineup at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Brewers 360 with Brewers Extra Innings host Dom Catronio. Before we get to Dom, we thought we'd bring you this. It does seem like a movie, doesn't it? The way the Brewers are playing. So let's put it in movie form.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Milwaukee.
2-2. Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here. Isaac Collins walks it off against the Mets. You can't make it up. Writing this thing. 7-6 your final score as Isaac Collins hits his 8th home run of the season, a walk-off shot against Edwin Diaz. The Brewers have now won 9 straight games. They sweep the Mets. Come on. Are you kidding me? What world are we living in right now? I'll tell you, it's the Brewers world. Win number 73 on this season, and Isaac Collins, nothing but smiles as he was rounding the bases. The Brewers come back from down 5-0 in this game and win it by a final score of 7-6. Unfreaking believable. Unbelievable.
Hey! Is this heaven?
No. It's Milwaukee.
It's getting to a point where this is ridiculous. I mean, they were down 5-0. And there was not a moment when I thought they would lose that game. It's gotten to that point where it's just house money, Michelle, where it's just like, okay, well, they'll win anyway.
I heard an announcer say, like, it's uke magic.
Oh, okay. And you know what? We do have Euchre's day is August 24th, so it's a couple of Sundays from now at AmFam Field, the Bob Euchre Day. So,
is he watching over the team?
Well, by then they'll have won, 20-some in a row.
We'll have double hamburgers.
It was pretty remarkable. Isaac Collins had a lot to say about what made this so special. It wasn't just the fact that they've won 9 in a row, that they're 3 games away from hamburgers, but they did it on a day when, we got bombarded with rain. People struggled to even get to the game, but the place was packed.
It was crazy, having the interstates closed down and all the rain the past, 48 hours. And I wasn't sure how many fans would show up. And again, we had a sold out crowd. People found ways to get in there and come to the game still. So to get the support, on a Sunday with, bad weather and, that's huge. That's just, a testament to the fans that we have here in Milwaukee. They love their Brewers.
So the Brewers have 73 wins. The Cubs lost again, by the way. No other team in baseball has 70 wins. The Brewers have 73. Now, we usually chat with Dom Catronio. Let's do this. So we are going to get Dom, but let's just take the break. That way we're not squeezed with him. So we'll take a quick break here. We'll get our traffic done, and then we'll have Dom Catronio ride us into the sunset on a remarkable Brewers hour here on Wisconsin's Morning News. So Dom Catronio in mere moments here on News Radio WTMJ.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest's stellar review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with, so I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Our featured sponsor on this week's Home Improvement Showcase, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is Ridgetop Exteriors.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Leading a nonprofit takes just the right mix of skills, experience, and passion. It is not easy to find those people. But Spano Pratt can help. They specialize in executive recruiting within the nonprofit world. From candidate discovery to assessment and selection, all the way to onboarding and executive coaching. The team at Spano Pratt is full of experts who identify talent that align with your purpose and mission. Go to SpanoPratt.com to start your search.
Our featured sponsor on this week's Home Improvement Showcase, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is Ridgetop Exteriors.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
All right, Steph Graham, 8:50.
All right, Eric. Yep, we are. Things are improving on the roads. It looks like some of our slowdowns are getting a little less slow as volume is decreasing a bit as the morning commute wraps up. But we are still seeing some slowdowns on 94 eastbound. The Zoo interchange to downtown, going to be tapping the brakes there, as well as 4145 northbound, the Zoo to Highway Q. But no major incidents to report at this time, and just be aware of any standing water on your roadways. I'm Steph Graham, WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Milwaukee.
All right, we can't play the whole thing again. Well, maybe we'll get to it before the end of the show. We'll get into it next hour.
Can I have a hot
inspiring.
take? Can I have a hot take? I don't think Field of Dreams is a very good baseball movie. I think it's more of a father-son movie. It's not a baseball movie. It just happens to have baseball in it.
You're right. There's a piece of baseball in there.
But baseball people will roast me with the coals for that take. But it's okay.
Dom Catronio, host of Brewers Extra Innings, joins us on Brewers 360 here on Wisconsin's Morning News. I mean this when I say this. Never in a doubt did I think they were going to lose yesterday.
Isn't that amazing? They're down 5-0 in the fourth inning, and William Contreras hits a leadoff home run, and you wanted to get the Mets into the here we go again mode.
Yes,
as soon as possible. And the fact that they scored in each of the first 4 innings, even the first 5 innings, and you just got them, and oh gosh, oh no. And instantly you could see that coming because the Mets are going to Mets. That's kind of part of the allure of the Mets. But you're right. Largest comeback win of the year. They had been down 3 runs twice for wins, once in L.A., once against the Cubs, and now they do it against the Mets. One thing all those 3 teams have in common, they're all playoff teams. So, I mean, just they're doing it against good teams. They're doing it against good pitching. I'm just out of ways to describe that this is the best team in baseball.
I think Bob Uecker is smiling down. And
for sure.
Definitely influencing maybe a little bit.
Yeah, the joke
a little magic.
The joke I made at the beginning of the year, I think I said it on your guys' show too, is that Bob Uecker's a baseball god now. When we talk about the baseball gods and you're praying to the people above and to a higher power, and he's got his thumb on the scale now. He's got control over when you're praying to the baseball gods. And I joke the first 4 games of the year, it's he's just making a joke. He's just laughing at us. And he's don't worry, I'll turn it back around. And shoot, man, I mean, that was the first time I opened my show with it yesterday. It was just that was the first time yesterday, I had chills, something else was happening here. And, that was the first time I really was like enamored to say like get up, get up, get out, because like that ball needed every ounce of exit velo that it had for an exit for a home run for Isaac Collins to win it.
So what do we have here? We have 73 wins for your Milwaukee Brewers. So best team in baseball by a lot.
By 5 games. It's pretty amazing. Between Toronto losing the series in Los Angeles, Philly won their series, but the Brewers are well clear of them. So 6-game lead in the division, which is the largest lead of any divisional leader at this point, even the Tigers and what's going on in the American League Central. And don't sleep on the Reds. Like, the Reds continue to play ball because now the Brewers are entering a stretch where they're playing divisional opponents. You look at it, there are 4 teams right now above 500 in the NL Central. It's arguably the most competitive division in baseball this year, and it could be by the end of the year as the Reds are trying to chase down those Mets for the last wild card spot. So not only are they the best, like they're doing it in the best division, and we'll see it this week.
So 9 in a row. How many do you need for hamburgers, Michelle?
A dozen, right?
Yes, you need 12. And we will face Paul Skeens at some point, though.
I believe it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday. I didn't see the updated probables. The Brewers flipped Jose Quintana and Freddie Peralta. So Jose will go today. Freddie will go tomorrow. That's more to align next week's rotation against the Cubs to make sure to kick them while they're down.
Because that's when you have, 5 and 4? 5 games in 4 days.
Next Monday will be a doubleheader. I will be down there live at Wrigley Field.
Awesome.
And then, night game Tuesday, Wednesday, day game Thursday, and winner of that series wins the season series, but quite frankly, if the Brewers enter it with like a 5-game lead, they've got an opportunity to really kind of put a stake through the heart.
I feel like they've already done that.
Look, Brewers fans know what they did to the Cubs in 2018. There's no reason to think that it ain't over till it's over. That I believe in the Yogiisms. Just when you got the opportunity to kick them while they're down, do it. And that's what next week's all about.
I'm just trying to remember the last time we had multiple hamburger conversations.
Best streak ever. It's never happened in franchise history where you've had multiple 9-game winning streaks. It's never happened in Brewers franchise history. I mean, think about that. They're 1 game shy earlier, and to quickly rebound, they haven't lost more than back-to-back games since mid-May. Like, they haven't lost 3 games in a row since mid-May. I can't wrap my head around that stat because they're 25 and 4. I've lost track of all the crazy numbers. They win a lot. That's the best way I describe the Brewers to people.
What does that say about this team? Like, I think of all the teams that have these gigantic payrolls, and we're not one of those.
The mighty Dodgers.
Sure, Yankees.
Best
all
teams that
those
money can buy,
teams,
right? Yeah.
Right. Like, it's just talent, right? Like,
it's power of friendship. I mean, that's been the tagline all year, right? The power of friendship. So the Brewers are a team that's built on speed and defense and pitching. Home runs are expensive on the open market, but you can still develop players. And let's also I got a lot of this when the Brewers at the trade deadline. Oh, they need more slug. They need more power. William Contreras hit 2 home runs yesterday. Bryce Sting hit 2 home runs over the weekend. Isaac Collins hits a walk-off homer. Like, there's still pop on this lineup. It's just not from the traditional, oh my gosh, they got a guy that's going to hit 40. It's that guy's not walking through the door here. But if you have 6 guys that can hit 15, that's really darn valuable to a team-building aspect. And, man, I believe it. Power of friendship's a real thing.
You know what's really remarkable, too, and you see it. We've all been to games where you're like, wow, there's no one here today. Like, you're surprised at how few people went out to the ball yard that game. Sunday, are you kidding?
That was amazing.
After all the rain, after all the issues we had the last 12 hours prior to that game, for that many people to show up, it was pretty cool. Even the crew noticed how many people were there.
Almost 34,000 real people in. Paid attendance was obviously a sellout as well. That's 8 straight sellouts. I'm at a loss for words for how much this market loves baseball and how much this market is ready to support its team when they're going like this. Because I think it really all started with the Miz Skeens game. That was a Wednesday afternoon in the middle of June.
It's packed.
And it was a sold-out Wednesday afternoon. Like, that doesn't normally happen. So I think that was the moment that ignited this fan base to be like, all right, let's go support this team, just like we saw in 82.
Back at it tonight. Brewers and Pirates as they go for win number 10. Can't wait to talk about burgers here in a couple of days.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Brewers 360 with Brewers Extra Innings host Dom Catronio. Thank you, buddy. 8:57. You want to hear it one more time? Should we play the home run call one more time? Okay, fine. Here's your home run call to walk you into your day.
2-2. Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here! Isaac Collins walks it off against the Mets. You can't make it up.
These
Your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The Port Washington area needs a massive increase in electrical power, primarily for a proposed data center campus. American Transmission Company updates plans for new and rebuilt lines extending 85 miles with new substations to deliver power. The Glendale company that designs and markets Florsheim, Nunn Bush, and Stacey Adams shoes sees a 9% decrease in sales. CEO Tom Florsheim says retailers cut orders amid a downturn in consumer spending. The Chicago company that owns Clement's Sausage gets new majority owners. Amy Lou Foods announces investments by 2 New York firms. I'm Rich Kirchin with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. When Tri-City National Bank decided to optimize their print output strategy, they needed a resource with the expertise to recommend a solution. CIO Robert Prang.
And James helped us with that analysis of what our print consumption was and what we were doing.
The outcome of the James Imaging Systems Managed Print Services recommendation?
We ended up reducing down to about 97 total printers and copiers from 197.
The impact on your print output?
We eliminated over 500,000 pages a month of output that we figured out we really didn't need.
Month after month, that adds up to savings and value.
Oh, tons of value. Those numbers add up even when it's only a penny or so per page.
Managed Print Services from James Imaging Systems. AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
It's summer now, but you know what's coming down the pike? Yup, cold weather and high heating bills. Gene Miller here, and now is a great time to order new windows from my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. With national brands like Anderson, Pella, Marvin, and Softlight, Hometown can offer replacement windows that fit every home, style, and budget. Whether you're looking for wood, Fibrex, fiberglass, or vinyl, Hometown has a product for you. August is Marvin month. Call or stop in to win a Yeti cooler. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
Enjoy life at Capri Communities, where senior living's our expertise. Caring staff that help you when you need. Enjoy life at Capri, making friends and memories. Living life to the fullest, you will love your new home. Enjoy life at Capri Communities.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
2-2. Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here. Isaac Collins walks it off. You can't make it up.
It's the Brewers and Pirates in Milwaukee. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:05 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
9:01. This is Wisconsin's Morning News from Monday, August 11th. I'm Erik Bilstad. Our top story, a state of emergency in Milwaukee County.
I'm Michelle Richards. The president addresses crime in the Capitol.
Mostly cloudy with increasing sunshine later on today, a high of 85. Tonight, the rain returns. Some scattered showers and storms late, a low of 70. Could see a little bit of rain tomorrow as well before things really dry out the next few days. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 76 degrees at 9:02. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Governor Evers has now approved National Guard assistance for Milwaukee County. This as a state of emergency continues following all the historic flooding.
We will get through this together.
County Executive Crawley and other leaders acknowledging the historic nature of the flooding. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson says northwest parts of the city have been among the most hard hit, recording over a foot of rain.
It's something that Milwaukee hasn't seen in perhaps a decade or more.
Crowley's emergency declaration will open up more funding options for Milwaukee County emergency management as river levels are expected to continue rising into Monday morning. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
There were several rescues in the area because of floodwaters. Brecken Baxter tells CBS News she and her dog had to be helped in Wauwatosa.
He was on the boat with us. He was a little scared, but he got used to it, and yeah, he's good now.
The flood risk remains high in places as some rivers have yet to crest.
As floodwaters slowly recede, owners of EVs are being advised to steer clear of any standing water. Chief Aaron Lipsky says EVs particularly susceptible to negative impacts.
These batteries that are going through floods are just about spontaneously combusting and causing a very real fire problem for everybody. So get that checked out properly before you start using it again.
Even a fully discharged EV battery can pose a fire risk in a flood due to the residual voltage.
A pedestrian is struck and killed on Milwaukee's near south side. The 50-year-old was walking near 21st and Burnham when they were struck. The driver is in custody with charges pending.
Happening this hour, President Trump is vowing to liberate Washington, D.C., in his words. The president putting more federal agents on the streets in D.C. to stop what he calls rampant crime, murder, and death in the nation's capital. Now, the effort started a couple of weeks ago when the president blasted the city for a street crime where a former DOJ employee was severely beaten for trying to prevent a carjacking that was taking place. The president is expected to hold a news conference on the matter this hour. Pope Leo sends a personal message to survivors of clergy abuse in the Milwaukee Archdiocese. Executive Director and founder of Awake, Sarah Larson, tells WTMJ's Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News that she delivered 37 handwritten letters to the pontiff and received a response last month.
I was astonished at the number of people who wanted to write, both the people that are practicing Catholics and those who are not. The project resonated with them, and I think there was a little bit of a sense of hope that maybe we could actually get him to hear us.
And in his response, the Pope acknowledged the pain of each person who had written a letter. News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Things looking good at the moment on Wall Street. The Dow is up 29, the NASDAQ up 5, and the S&P is up 3. Annex Wealth Management, financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
So how is that possible? 1.9% real estate commission? There must be something you're not telling me.
I hear that a lot. The truth is, everybody could do it, but they choose not to because folks keep paying more than they have to. I guess they just haven't heard yet that Century 21 Benefit Realty can make that 1.9% real estate commission promise on the sale of your home and stick to it. So I'd like to think that's going to make your decision easy. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and that goes double for your home listing, because that's how you're going to get the most value. By having a customized marketing plan specific to your property with professional photos, global marketing, and the built-in experience that Century 21 Benefit Realty has brought to the table since 2004. And being joined with Century 21 just makes all of the above stand out that much more. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
We ran the numbers and determined the overseas furniture makers are paying an extra 38% to package and ship their iffy furniture to the Midwest.
They're not paying it. The customer is.
That means of the $1,000 spent on a piece of iffy imported furniture, $380 of those dollars are paying for nothing that makes the product better.
But 82% of the furniture sold at Penny Mustard is made within 300 miles of us.
Swaddled in a comfy blankie and hand-delivered right here in the Midwest.
So we're able to invest that extra $380 into higher quality materials and craftsmanship.
The result is solid, sturdy, American-made furniture that lasts for generations.
Try doing that with the iffy-made furniture they make overseas.
So when you're buying new furniture, would you rather pay for low-quality, global shipping and dumpsters full of packaging?
Or would you rather spend that money on long-lasting, locally crafted furnishings?
When you shop at Penny Mustard, it adds up.
PennyMustard.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Milwaukee Brewers will go for 10 in a row tonight at American Family Field against the Pirates. This after a raucous crowd saw the crew walk off against the Mets on Sunday.
Isaac Collins walks it off against the Mets.
Jeff Levering's call as the Brewers cap off a weekend of thrills, and Sunday had some drama whether or not they would play with the flooding. The hero, Isaac Collins.
I wasn't sure how many fans would show up, and again, we had a sold-out crowd. Found ways to get in there. And
Pat Murphy explained these crowds have been making a difference.
I mean, it's the best environment. I've been here 10 years. That's the best environment that I've seen.
That's huge. That's just a testament to the fans that we have here in Milwaukee. They love their Brewers.
For WTMJ, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
Our coverage begins after the 6 o'clock news on WTMJ.
WTMJ time saver traffic on Wisconsin's morning news. Checking the roads here quickly for your Monday. Things are looking much better now than before. So 94 eastbound Highway 16 through the zoo and into downtown is you're going to see some tightness there, mainly right around the stadium in that stretch there. Right before you get to the stadium, you'll see some tightness. Again, we have your typical road work construction, which is really slowing things down. So you'll see that on 94 eastbound, it'll slow you down a bit. Also on 4145 north and south, right? It's a bit sticky at the moment north of the zoo.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A flood warning is in effect for about another 50 minutes here for the Milwaukee metro area. Mostly cloudy otherwise today, increasing sunshine later, a high of 85. Tonight, scattered showers and storms late, mostly cloudy, a low of 70. Tuesday, a chance of rain and storms, partly sunny and warm, 82. Mostly sunny and 80 for your Wednesday and Thursday, and closing out the work week on Friday, mostly sunny skies with a high of 84.
Right now at 9:09, it's 75 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Erik Bilstad.
How are we all doing? Everybody doing okay? It's been
a heck of a Monday.
Oh, and it was a heck of a Saturday, Sunday, too.
Yes, it was.
It's been a rough couple of days for some folks. It's been a long few days for others, and it's been a messy as well. Lots happening in and around southeast Wisconsin because of the weather.
In Wisconsin, water was everywhere over the weekend, stranding cars, saturating fans at a Brewers game,
Are you going in with your socks?
and forcing state fairgoers to wade through a flooded mess. Officials closed the fair early Saturday night and canceled concerts.
This flooding event, it's very significant. It's something that Milwaukee hasn't seen in perhaps a decade or more.
Milwaukee's mayor said there were reports of more than a foot of rain in places.
Yeah, Milwaukee County seeing some 14 inches. Waukesha County also seeing significant rainfall, double-digit rainfall at times. We've had some issues with washed-out roadways and, of course, basement flooding and rivers. Joining us now from Waukesha County Emergency Preparedness, it is Gail Goodchild. Gail, thank you so much. We know it's been busy for you.
It sure has, Erik. Thanks for having me on this morning.
Walk us through some of what you guys are still dealing with even this morning, what you're hearing about and what's on the minds anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of it is coordinating with our municipalities here in Waukesha County and understanding the impacts to their community and what the unmet needs still are. We know that roads are closed, rivers are still high, and residents are still cleaning out their houses, and floodwater still remains. So just trying to understand what resources they need to kind of work through those issues.
Any issues with floodwaters, like just washing things away? I mean, you see waters like this and the rivers that rise, and any sort of lasting damage that you guys are seeing?
Yeah, we've had reports of roads being washed out, which we haven't seen in Waukesha County. With these are historical rain amounts that we've seen the last couple of days. So definitely some impacts that are going to be long lasting and take time to repair. We're still expecting the Fox River to crest in the city of Waukesha yet this evening. So we still don't know the totality of what's to come.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you often wonder, like, okay, well, what happens when it does crest? Like, how do you prepare for a river that's going to crest and clearly flood someplace?
Right. So what we do is we kind of look at historical flooding events and see areas that have flooded to know the impacts to the community. So I know there's certain areas that we anticipate are going to be flooded. We looked at residential properties. If people are going to be displaced, we've already started talking about whether a shelter would need to be stood up to support those individuals that might be displaced out of their homes. And then, FEMA has a really good flood mapping tool where you can kind of look at, based on how much rainfall you're anticipating in the flood waters, the areas that would be impacted. So between historical events and some tools that are available to us, that kind of helps us shape what we can anticipate for the future.
Gail Goodchild joins us on Wisconsin's Morning News. She is the director of the Waukesha County Office of Emergency Management.
Gail, what areas have you seen that are hardest hit?
Definitely the east end of Waukesha County. So we're talking about Menominee Falls, Brookfield, New Berlin, and Muskego. They received the most significant amount of rainfall.
And with that comes the closed roads and basements, obviously, like basements in flooded areas like that.
Yes, yep, absolutely. Those are the biggest impacts we're seeing.
I mean, yeah, and some of those villages, like from moving forward for a village that has to worry about not only just the flood damage, but there's also like infrastructure. I mean, the idea of like a sinkhole, that's when we see that happen in some of these larger roadways, that concerns everybody.
Yeah, and impacts daily commuters coming through for whether it's or work or whatnot. And we do see businesses impacted too that have some flood water. So it impacts many people beyond just the homeowner.
What's the impact on, the water situation? I know parts of Waukesha are getting Lake Michigan water, but a lot of people are on wells.
Yep. So if there's any concern that your well had been contaminated with flood water, we encourage folks to get test kits, which there are some available through Waukesha County Environmental Health. You can go to their website and either order a test kit, or you can go into their office, pick up a test kit, and then return the well water and have it tested. That usually takes about 24 hours or so to make sure that the water is safe to drink.
Gail, anything else we're missing? Anything else you want to make sure that we pass along?
I just want to give a big shout out to the folks that are out in the field, our first responders, our DPW crews. They've been working hard over the last couple of days. So just want to give a shout out to them and thank them for all of their work. And then also real quick, encouraging community members to contact 211 if you have experienced damage in your residence. It's our goal to kind of track that information and gain situation awareness so that we can get the right resources out to our community members.
Governor Evers has offered up National Guard assistance to Milwaukee County. Is that something that you would be open to getting if the county executive called for it in Waukesha County?
Yeah, I don't think there's a need for it right now. Milwaukee certainly saw a lot more rainfall than we did and had a need to get into areas that were flooded, whether rescue folks or evacuate individuals from their flooded homes. We're not seeing that situation here in Waukesha County.
Gail Goodchild, the leader of the Waukesha County Emergency Preparedness Office. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's been a lot. It's been a busy time for you guys. Really appreciate you, Gail.
Yep. Thank you, Erik.
Gail leading the Waukesha County Office of Emergency Management. It's 9:16.
Ready for more fun? More friendships? More adventures?
Then it's time to become a Girl Scout. Explore the outdoors, meet forever friends, and make a difference in your community. Sign up for our extended year membership today. Girls can join for $98 and adults for $42. Start in April and enjoy up to 5 extra months of fun. The extended year membership is April 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026, followed by a regular membership year. So what are you waiting for? Join us and be a Girl Scout.
It's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $200 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history, like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
So, Alex, why don't you tell us about Lion's Tail?
We've been brewing for 10 years, and now we're busy expanding into Milwaukee, trying to get on every shelf of every store and on tap at every restaurant.
How has Horicon Bank been a part of your story?
Horicon Bank understands the needs of small businesses versus working with a big bank. Horicon, they're much like a small business, just like we are. I know most of the people on that team. It's nice working with someone that understands your business.
Pokemon and your Milwaukee Brewers, how are they combined? We'll share that with you in just a couple of minutes. But first, the story that's happening right now. So President Trump is expected to address the nation here from Washington, D.C. in mere moments, where he is going to announce a federal takeover, if you will, of Washington, D.C. He's frustrated with how he believes there's too much violence, and he's not happy with the crime situation in D.C., so he wants federal agents involved. ABC's Stephen Portnoy joined us from Washington earlier this morning and explained what that was, and he also discussed what a big one-on-one will be with the commander-in-chief later this week.
The president is holding a rare news conference inside the briefing room of the White House at 10 o'clock Eastern Time this morning. He'll face the entire White House press corps. Now, the subject he's announced is going to be about his efforts to clean up the streets of the city. We're reporting that the military is preparing for the possible activation of a portion of the D.C. National Guard. Now, unlike in states where, for example, the Wisconsin National Guard reports up to Governor Evers, here in Washington, D.C., uniquely, the National Guard reports to the president. Despite all the talk you may have heard over the last 4.5 years about how somehow it was Nancy Pelosi's responsibility to send the National Guard to the Capitol, no, it's the president who deploys the National Guard here, and it looks like he's going to do it. Now, the law also gives the president the power to take emergency control over D.C. police. It's a power that's never been used before. We'll see if he exercises it today.
And then we have a big meeting coming up about Russia. What's on tap? What can we expect?
That meeting is on Friday in Alaska. The president said he'd be willing to meet with Vladimir Putin to talk about Ukraine, seemingly without Ukraine. The president has not, as far as we know, extended an invitation to Volodymyr Zelensky. Putin insisted that Zelensky not be invited. He said last week that while the idea of a three-way summit is interesting, it's not something that he is ready for at this point. That certain conditions have to be met, he says. Zelensky said he'd be glad to take the meeting and was hoping that Putin would be brave enough to have Zelensky in the room. Apparently that's not going to happen.
So they are going to meet in Alaska. It sounds like Friday is when that's going to be happening. So back to the Washington, D.C. thing. So a news conference was supposed to start 20 minutes ago, and it has not yet. That's not that odd. Oftentimes a presidential news conference doesn't go off when it is intended to, so that's not too surprising. A little bit more on what he's thinking and why in that regard.
President Trump posting on social media that his plan will end the crime, murder, and death in our nation's capital, adding the city only gets dirtier and less attractive. Sources say 120 FBI agents have been dispatched, along with officials from the ATF, Secret Service, and Park Police. Agents spotted over the weekend patrolling the streets of D.C. and making arrests. ABC News learning U.S. officials are also considering activating members of the D.C. National Guard.
So that's ABC's Rachel Scott, who is at the White House for this. So there is response now coming from the D.C. mayor.
President Trump has accused crime in Washington of spiraling out of control. D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser this weekend defending the work local officials have done to drive down crime, saying that she spoke with Trump about the issue.
The president is very aware of our efforts.
D.C. police data shows crime in the nation's capital is down 7% since last year, with violent crime dropping 26% and property crime down 5%.
So a little bit of a he said, she said there in some of this. The president, again, expected to speak at some point this hour. If we can do so, if there's a moment to do that, we'll try to get his initial remarks if and when he does speak here in the next few minutes or so.
When the national networks stop showing, the podium, we're running a little late here.
Yeah, let's throw a commercial in here too.
I haven't seen the podium in a while.
It's funny where it says soon. They've been putting the soon and breaking for like 3 hours before the actual news conference, and then yeah. So anyway, that's the Today story. Friday will be the big Trump talking with Putin story as those two meet for the first time in several years. Of course, other than the weather, what are the other big stories that we've been following here on Wisconsin's Morning News today? As well, of course, it's the Brewers, this ridiculous run that the Brewers are on. But here's the thing. It's more than just a sports story now. It seems to have captured all of these other entities. Like, think about that. Jacob Mizorowski, who's that young phenom, 6'7" rookie pitcher who's really good, was seen at a baseball card show recently, or at least at a baseball card store. He was at State Fair eating bugs, having like a bug donut.
Yep.
And now apparently he's winning in Pokemon. So Jacob Mizorowski, Rhys Hoskins, viral clip from over the weekend, Miz pulling a holographic, like one of the best cards you can pull from Pokemon in the last, 30 years or so. And everything seems to be working for these guys.
I didn't know people still played Pokemon.
Well,
so this is kind of fun. He's going to bring it back, right?
Yes. Dom Catronio has more.
While the Milwaukee Brewers on the field seem to be always finding a way to win them all, the guys in the clubhouse are finding a way to catch them all.
Come on, do it. Oh, it's red.
After one of the most dramatic victories of the year on Friday, Trevor McGill revealed on his Instagram story that the guys are opening up packs of Pokemon cards.
Oh, it is red.
And they revealed not just any card, but the card. Jacob Mizorowski explains.
It was a base set Charizard from 1999.
Would you call the Charizard like the Honus Wagner?
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
The T206, yeah.
Yeah, that card is like the one card that everyone goes for. Like that's the big card. So it was fun. It was really cool.
Memorabilia and card collecting is nothing new to the Brewers clubhouse, but Rhys Hoskins explains the Pokemon craze is here to stay.
I mean, I've been collecting heavily for the last 5 years. Did as a kid, and found some other guys that are into it. I'm kind of roping Woody into it, but nah, man, it's fun. Just because we've been doing it, like we've been going together. Like I had 4, but the 3 of us each opened one. Yeah, each picked one, and yeah, it was fun.
As for who gets to keep that legendary Charizard card,
He didn't gift them.
Oh, okay.
He just let us open them. These are Reese's cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, there's not a chance I'm taking that card from him.
Yeah, I guess. I'm gonna, I don't know, I said before, hey, keep these, And they're like, oh, no, we just want to open them. But I'm gonna send it off to get graded, see what we got.
Hopefully the wins keep coming both on and off the field. For WTMJ, I'm Dominic Catronio.
I'm telling you, it sure seems like everything's working here. Everything seems to be working for the crew, which they'll go for 10 in a row tonight, by the way. We're a few away from burgers. All right, Nate. Nate is producing for Greg today. You are aware of this Char's card? Am I saying it right? Charizard?
Charizard, yep, Charizard.
All right, so for the uninitiated, why is this such a big deal?
I mean, I don't have probably as much insight as a total Pokemon nerd, but I did have Pokemon cards growing up, and I know, if you got a Charizard card, that was a big deal. You go walk around school showing it off, hey, look at me, I got Charizard. So it's pretty legendary, in my opinion.
So they don't come out that often. They're a very rare card.
Yeah, especially the legendary one. That's it's top-tier Charizard you can get. So Miz is probably feeling himself after that one.
You know what's interesting about that is that idea of just it's exciting to open the card more than it is to, have the card.
Yeah, it's the suspense, man, for sure.
So that does more than the actual... Interesting, yeah, okay. So it's like opening the gift on Christmas morning, but not playing with the gift.
Yep, exactly.
Christmas morning, all right, that makes sense. Oh, and then, of course, there was the game as well. Isaac Collins walking it off on Sunday. So here's what we're going to do, by the way. I've had a couple of people ask. So we had a little fun with Field of Dreams and that walk-off. Levering had just an epic call of that walk-off. So what we'll do is we'll play it again. We don't have time for it now, but we'll get to it before 10 o'clock. So maybe 9:50-ish or a little bit before that. We'll try to get you that last Field of Dreams call that we enjoyed from your Milwaukee Brewers.
Hey, is this heaven?
No, it's Milwaukee.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today is Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we've talked about buying insurance on price alone, the risk that comes with that. Let's talk more specifics for folks listening. Some of the examples that you shared before we were on the air here were very interesting.
Thank you, Vince. Great to be here again. I've handled or overseen tens of thousands of insurance claims in the many years I've been in this business. Here are some of the most frequent mistakes I've seen. Claims involving water damage. There are some of the most complex claims to investigate and handle, but many buyers are not aware you can purchase coverage for flood or backup of sewers and drains. Electing not to buy certain coverages or even enough coverage is a frequent mistake, often done to try and save money. Cyber insurance. Many businesses still do not purchase this coverage. Business income and extra expense. My experience has shown many insurance buyers and their agents underestimate how much coverage their client will need. Vince, I've said it before, low prices are great, but I can tell you that nothing stings like finding out you are uninsured or not adequately insured until after a loss.
So from all that, Jeff, what's the primary takeaway for folks listening right now?
It's important to work with a partner that understands insurance coverage in depth and can market your business to ensure you're getting a competitive price as well. You can have both.
So why should a business or a family work with R&R Insurance?
At R&R, we understand insurance coverage and dynamic market conditions. We understand how to present your account to an underwriter in the most favorable light. And R&R has been helping clients for almost 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Lake Geneva. It's where families have been making memories around the water for generations. Lakeside resorts and spas, award-winning restaurants, and charming shops are just the beginning of an unforgettable summer getaway. Lake cruises, boating, and beach lounging let you soak up the sun, water, and family time. Hike a lakeshore path, stargaze from an iconic observatory, or soar above it all in a hot air balloon. Go ziplining, visit an animal safari, or see dancing horses. Start making your memories today at visitlakegeneva.com.
Good luck raising your Jolly Roger here, because you mateys will be shivering your timbers after facing us. It's the Brewers and the Pirates in Milwaukee.
Drilled into deep left center field. This is flying back towards the wall. It is up. It is gone. Babe Vaughn has struck.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:05. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump meeting with reporters in the White House briefing room shortly after writing on social media that he has a plan, he says, to end crime, murder, and death in Washington, D.C. The comments follow an influx of federal law enforcement officers in the city over the weekend. The president preparing for Friday's summit in Alaska with Vladimir Putin about ending the war in Ukraine, even though, says ABC's Martha Raddatz,
the Ukrainian president is left on the sidelines of this week's meeting. Several European leaders, including France, Germany, and the UK, issuing a joint statement insisting the path to peace in Ukraine cannot be decided without Ukraine.
Transcripts of the secret grand jury testimony that led to the indictment of Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, will not be released, a judge has decided. Cleanup underway today in southeast Wisconsin following severe flash flooding over the weekend. Numerous people had to be rescued from cars in Milwaukee. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time 9:31.
Milwaukee County remains in a state of emergency amid that historic flooding.
Portions of northwest Milwaukee have received over a foot of rain since storms began Saturday night, which Department of Public Works Commissioner Gerald Kruschke says is putting a major strain on the sewer system.
We had 14 inches of rain in this location right here, which is an intense amount in a short period of time. So there's no sewer system across the country that can maintain that amount.
Litter clogging drains has also been blamed for exacerbating flooding problems, according to Alderman Mark Chambers.
Milwaukee, please take care of your community so we won't run into a situation like this.
Incident management teams will be out across Milwaukee County this week assessing damage. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A lot of folks are dealing with flood damage in their basements after the storms. Cynthia Ewert is one of the Milwaukee residents trying to fix her basement.
You go on living, you
do things a little differently then, and readjust your life.
While forecasts call for a dry period today, more rain is possible overnight. The flood risk remains high in some places as well, where rivers have yet to crest.
Crews were able to get a head start on the cleanup at Wisconsin State Fair Park on Sunday after the State Fair had to close and cancel opening on Sunday because of the weather. Fair CEO Sherry Black tells Wisconsin's Morning News her crew has a tight window now to get rolling before the Milwaukee Mile races, which start off later this month.
Our operating budget is based on our program revenue that we receive from events that we have at the Fair Park. If we can safely have those events, we need to have them.
Black tells us the fair's south end received the most damage from the flooding. Fairgoers with unused Sunday tickets can receive vouchers for next year's fair if you go to their website.
Multiple beaches in Milwaukee are closed due to sewer overflows connected to the flooding. Both Bradford and McKinley beaches are closed to swimming today. The Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District says their Jones Island facility reached capacity over the weekend, while the Deep Tunnel reached 98% capacity.
We've been noticing in the forecast, we got more rain in the forecast for tonight and into the early morning hours. However, WTMJ's Craig Copleen tells us here on the morning show that it's not going to be quite like what we've seen.
First of all, the storms will be a little bit more scattered, so they won't necessarily impact all of the area. And secondly, they will move through and not remain stationary for hours on end like Saturday night.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is down 80 to 44,095. The NASDAQ up 28 to 21,478. And the S&P is up 1 to 63.90. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. WTMJ Time Saver Traffic, 94 eastbound, Highway 16 through the zoo and into downtown. You're going to see some slow spots before you get to the stadium on 94 eastbound. There's a crash on the right shoulder. It's right around 68th in that stretch there. So you're getting through it, plus there's barrels and things, but it's going to slow you down a bit. So you'll see some brake lights in that area heading east on 94. Elsewhere, just typical delays because of the road work. Otherwise, you're looking good.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A flood warning remains in effect until 10 this morning for the Milwaukee metro area. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, increasing sunshine later, a high of 85. Then tonight, scattered showers and storms roll through later, mostly cloudy, a low of 70. Tuesday, a chance of rain and storms, then partly sunny and warm, a high of 82. Wednesday and Thursday, mostly sunny, a high of 80. Sunshine continues Friday with a high of 84.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:35.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry. I love Guthrie and Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie and Fry water conditionings, the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service. For when you need it, they've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie and Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Wisconsin's Morning News, 9:37. Erik Bilstad along with Michelle Richards. So Vince Vitrano is off. This was a planned off, so this has nothing to do with any flooding or I know they're battling some of that stuff just like the rest of us, but Vince is off for that, not because he's off because he planned today. He has nothing else going on. I know some people will get worried when we have a big event like that and then you don't hear a voice that you normally hear. You get worried that something happened to him. But no, all is well at the Vitrano house. They did have to deal with some flooding just like the rest of us, but all is well. As far as outings go, Michelle, looks like Milwaukee County and Waukesha County are the worst right now. Milwaukee's still got more than 4,500. Waukesha County is getting better, but they've still got some issues in Waukesha, New Berlin, and some of the other suburbs in that county. So they're getting there, trying to get everyone back up in line, but we will continue to monitor everything that is going on with the weather throughout the day, of course, here on WTMJ.
Seems to be the hot new toy of the summer, or maybe I'm late to the game and these have been popular for a while. I'm not really sure. But I saw my first Labubu toy, doll,
nice.
stuffy, whatever you want to call it, just a couple weeks ago. My daughter's friend has one. Do you know what these things are?
I do not. So like an ugly looking, it has like an ugly face or something?
So it's like a cute/ugly monster thing. So it's mostly cute, but then it has this smile with fangs, basically, all these sharp teeth. They're weird. I don't know why they're so popular, but they are. They're popular because celebrities have endorsed them.
Oh, of course.
And, been spotted with their Labubus. But, of course, with any toy, anything popular like this, you run the risk of scams. And the Better Business Bureau is out with a warning. There have been dozens of complaints about Lafufus, which are the fake versions of
knockoffs.
Labubus. Yes,
Okay.
knockoffs of these. And, people are thinking they're buying the authentic Labubu and they show up and they instantly can tell that it's not the real thing.
So my daughter's must be she might have outgrown this. She's 14, so she's past the Labubu stage, it must be. But your kids have these things?
A friend.
Okay.
One of my daughter's friend has one, and they're they're on a keychain.
So they're pretty small.
They're kind of, they're not even that, 6 to 8 inches tall, maybe.
Oh.
But people are hanging them off their bags.
I see.
And walking around with these things. And
so the knockoff ones, what? Can't you just have a knockoff? What's wrong with those?
It's not authentic. But I was looking up, how much is one of these things? What are we paying for Labubus? And I guess you can get them for as little as $10, but then the rare collectors can go up to $150,000.
So this is just like that Pokemon card.
The Pokemon card, or what were the other stuffed animals that were really popular?
Which time? Cabbage Patch Kids. There's been a million of them. Beanie Babies.
Yeah, Beanie Babies. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, every era
yes
has some silly doll attached to it.
So, yeah, you can, I don't know. If it's your thing, go for it and collect these things. And just like Beanie Babies may or may not be worth something in the future.
All right. Thank you. 9:41. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump has approached the podium. He is now speaking on taking federal control of Washington, D.C., the Metro Police Department there. Let's go live to the White House.
And, when you take a look at numbers, I just saw some charts. These are different cities throughout the world. Red is, the red is a place called Washington, D.C. Look at these. Baghdad we doubled up on Baghdad. Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs. Mexico City, I mentioned, Lima, Peru, all double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? I don't think so. And I think the people in this room, if you wrote correctly, you'd see, look at the kind of numbers we have. D.C., 41 per 100,000. Number one that we can find anywhere in the world. Other cities are pretty bad, but they're not as bad as that.
So the president is going to deploy National Guard members to D.C. He's going to place police under federal control there. He's upset with some of the violent crime that's taken place in the city. He's flanked by the Department of Defense head Hegseth, Pete Hegseth. Also, his press secretary is there, and the Attorney General Pam Bondi is also in the room with him.
About a man who was just left. He quit because he was asked to do phony numbers on crime. And we're going to look into that. I think Pam is going to be looking into that. But he was asked by the city, I guess, that we don't want to show the real numbers. Let me do numbers so it looks like it's going down. Not going down. And under Biden, it was a disaster. And nobody did anything about it. We're going to do things about it like you wouldn't believe.
So the president does have control of the National Guard in that respect. So this is something that he could deploy to D.C. We'll see how the city responds to this. Again, announced just moments ago from the White House, the president deploying National Guard members to D.C., placing the police under federal control as he says he looks to limit the crime in the nation's capital. It's 9:43. The week ahead is next.
Hi, WTMJ's Sandy Max here to tell you about incredible career opportunities with my friends at Three Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. Three Pillars is ranked best in continuing care, assisted and independent living, and it's a certified great place to work. They're hiring caregivers within their assisted living and memory care communities. Full and part-time day or evening shifts starting at $20 per hour, and you could get more based on experience and shifts. The best part, you'll make a difference in the lives of others every day. Go to threepillars.org and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Don't forget, we've been having fun with the Milwaukee Brewers winning streak by enjoying the movie-like atmosphere that AmFam has become. So we'll bring that back, the Field of Dreams version of that home run call that ends the game. Great call by Levering. We'll do that before 10 o'clock. Promise. Right now, though, it is 9:46, which means it's time for the week ahead.
It's time to look at the week ahead.
What a Monday morning.
The week ahead, Michelle, is everything that's going to be in the news this week. We're just going to tell you right now. So then you can just take the rest of the week off if you want.
All right.
All of the things you'll find in your timeline, everything on the radio, in the news, in the paper, in the memes that your mom sends you, all of it we're going to tell you right now.
Why don't you just tell us?
Oh, okay, very good. So we
I know
told
my
you,
lines.
We told you about the president. President Trump is now deploying the National Guard to Washington, D.C. He's making that news right now. So that's no doubt a story that you're going to hear about in the next couple of days as there's reaction and fallout to that announcement. Tomorrow, looking forward to this. The Milwaukee Press Club Newsmaker Luncheon is tomorrow. They do this from time to time where they have a newsmaker in and they are asked a series of questions by a panel of journalists, and then there's an audience there. And you can go, like you can register to go. and get lunch and watch it. You pay for it and sit and listen to it. Anyway, this week it's Jeffrey Norman, the police chief. And there's like a ton of stuff to talk to him about. Just had a shootout. That kind of got lost in the news because of the flooding, but there's a shootout over the weekend between officers and suspects. There's also, of course, the issues that they've been running into at Water Street. And you have the union saying, hey, you got to pay us some more money and sign a new deal with us. And you have the union saying we don't have enough cops. So all of that and more, we're going to hear from the chief in his own words tomorrow. Something to think about. Milwaukee Night Market is Wednesday. You ever done the night market? Go there on the west side of the city. It's always on a Wednesday night. It's always during the summer months, so it's got that nice humid air to it. It's a great time. You can see a ton of people, and they bring in tons of acts, shops, everything. Speaking of events, Irish Fest starts Thursday along the Henry Meyer Festival grounds. So I know a lot of people that do the dancing. Your girls never did the dancing, did they?
No, but we have friends that are all in on the Irish dance, like full families who do the Irish dance.
Yep, Veteranos, they spend years doing the Irish Fest stuff. So Irish Fest is this weekend. It's always like the last big culture festival that takes place.
Don't we have Fiesta after that?
We still got Fiesta?
I think so.
Oh,
I thought I saw a billboard.
Zoo a la carte is also this weekend, starting Thursday. And we looked it up. So Zoo a la carte always brings in a band. Like there's usually one decent-sized band that you're going to hear. And what I mean by that is one that like is a name. Los Lonely Boys plays Friday night at the zoo. So they got music, they got food, and it's all at the zoo. The WTMJ Classic is Thursday. That's when we take our partners out for a big golfing event. That's always a fun event to take place every summer. Friday's the big event with the president meeting with the Russian president. So Vladimir Putin and President Trump are supposed to meet Friday to discuss Ukraine, and they're going to do it in Alaska. So we don't have a place yet, but they're going to locate a spot in Alaska. They're going to meet on Friday, and they're going to discuss the war. Now, Volodymyr Zelensky is not invited, and it does not appear he will be able to be there, even though he would like to be, given that it's his country they're going to be talking about. And the European Union also saying, hey, let's make sure the rest of us know what you guys are talking about. But that will take place on Friday. Brewers take on the Pirates starting tonight at AmFam Field. Then they head to Cincinnati to play the Reds as they look for 12 in a row. Right now they're at 9. They go for 10 in a row tonight. So that would make Wednesday as the burger night.
You don't get the burgers on the day, right? Like
No.
they would just secure the burgers that day.
Yes, they would. George West would then offer up a day at some point. Sometimes there's a voucher. They gotta go through it a different way, but that'll happen after the fact. Don't worry, we'll get those George West folks on.
You're feeling good about this.
So anyway, that would be Wednesday. Not there yet. Got to win tonight, though. Got to make it 10 in a row tonight. Packers play the Colts in preseason game number 2. That's a noon Saturday game for those of you that pay attention to those types of things. At the movies. No, that's not at the movies. No, stop it. At the movies.
I think I stumbled into something.
You're vacationing in an old bootlegging route, full of drugs, crooked cops, and one woman who controls it all. You didn't take your family there, did you?
Yeah.
Nobody 2 comes to the screen. Bob Odenkirk returns as Hutch Mansell in the first Nobody movie. A seemingly ordinary suburban father who suppresses his past as a deadly government assassin. This time he's on vacation with his family when he gets involved with the wrong people. Nobody 2 hits theaters this weekend. And nobody will go to it. I'm kidding. I like Bob Odenkirk. I do. 9:51, that is the week ahead. All right, Michelle, before we get out of here, we'll do it one more time. We'll bring you the highlight of all highlights from Sunday's Brewers game. That's next.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
$1 in today's world doesn't go far unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand. We'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There's really no catch. You don't have to buy a car or a truck from us. We'd like it if you did, but our only requirement is we put them on for you. Buy one, two, or a set of 4. The $1 deal at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler Jeep South, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar go further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with any other tire offers.
Don't let them ruin your summer. Vince Vitrano for the Bugman and Queen Bee. Just had Adam the Bugman out to my house for the stinging insect nest preventer service. And Adam tells me he's getting a lot of requests for this right now because of wasps. Now, this won't keep the bees and other pollinators from doing their important work in your yard or in your garden. What it will do is keep them from building a nest in your roof or inside the house. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated. 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. Bugman, queenbee.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
All right, as promised, on Wisconsin's Morning News, Michelle in for Vince. Thank you for being here, Michelle.
Absolutely.
At 9:55, we'll bring you this. It was an epic call. Jeff Levering had a great call that ended the game yesterday to make it 9 in a row. No one thought they were going to lose that game. They were down 5-0, and the Brewers come back and win it for their 9th straight victory. And everything seems to be like it's a script. Maybe Bob Uecker's involved. Who knows? But we sure wanted to make sure we leaned into that. So here you are. Here's how it sounded when it ended at AmFam Field.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Milwaukee.
2-2. Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here. Isaac Collins walks it off against the Mets. You can't make it up. Writing this thing. 7-6 your final score as Isaac Collins hits his 8th home run of the season, a walk-off shot against Edwin Diaz. The Brewers have now won 9 straight games. They sweep the Mets. Come on. Are you kidding me? What world are we living in right now? I'll tell you, it's the Brewers world. Win number 73 on this season, and Isaac Collins, nothing but smiles as he was rounding the bases. The Brewers come back from down 5-0 in this game. and win it by a final score of 7-6. Unfreaking believable. Unbelievable.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Milwaukee.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The Port Washington area needs a massive increase in electrical power, primarily for a proposed data center campus. American Transmission Company updates plans for new